What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle, and I'm with the Bolt Bros. Oh, I forgot my hat. Here you go. Yeah, there you go. Hey, all right. So for this video today, we're doing a little bit of a challenge. We are actually going to go through all the NFL teams for the first round draft, and we're going to use every influencer from YouTube, or like not everyone, of course, just the biggest ones for every team that is representing for the channel. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited because that way we can actually really get a broken down version of who is actually going to be available for the Chargers 21 and the rest of the NFL as well. And just we're going to get a general consensus about who is available and what they want and what they need, whatever, because they're the experts on their team. We're not necessarily. We don't really know what they want, and let's be honest, the 21st pick is kind of a, we have about 15 players apparently that the Chargers actually want to find and to have available at that point. And if any one of those are available, they're going to go for that guy. And so we don't really know. So that's really hard to predict. So I felt like this would be a really good idea about how we can actually predict who is available at 21. All right. But before we begin, I just wanted to have a few announcements, of course. So there's a whole bunch of things going on this week. Number one, and I'm going to bring up a little screen right here. The Chargers Bolt City Diehards, they are putting on a event where they're trying to get as many Chargers fans as possible to go to the Navigator of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And they're trying to do a draft party on the boat, and it's amazing. Like I don't know if you guys have ever been on a cruise, but they're super fun because obviously all the food's included with your room, and there's so many different things to do. There's like shows, there's an ice skating rink, there's a casino there. Unfortunately, you can't do sports betting on the casino, which is, I know, a really big shame. But they also have they go to excursions and stuff. You can go to Mexico, and like when you're actually in port to go to Mexico, is when the draft is going to happen on Thursday. But they're going to be doing it at the Playmakers Bar on the boat, and it's really fun. It's good vibes all around. I'm sure there's going to be other NFL fans there. It'll be really, really, really fun. But there's another thing going on. Of course, the Chargers are actually putting on an event as well on Thursday. And what they're doing is They are oh, hang on a sec here. Hit the wrong button right there. Yeah, so the Chargers are hosting a free NFL draft party at the Westfield Century City Atrium during the first round of the NFL draft on Thursday, April 27th from 3:30 to 10 p.m. So it's gonna be a whole big thing. Tons of Chargers fans are out there. So if you're not able to go to the cruise with the diehard Bolt City and diehard or LA Chargers diehard Bolt Club, I can't even. I'm messing it all up right now. Is it? Here it is. The Bolt City diehards. Yes. You can go to this draft party. There was an email that went out where you can actually sign up. It is a first come first served basis. So yeah, it's pretty good. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, baby. And so I'm just doing this little chats with everybody about the draft. Okay, so then on Thursday, that's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna try and be there at that one, and see if I can. But I don't know if I can or not because I do want to be. We are going to do a live draft show as well, where we're just sitting there and talking about the draft, me and the bros, and with all you, and we'll just be hanging out and just having a good time. What's up, Willie? How you doing? It's good to see you here. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. As you saw from the title, we're going to be doing this 32 round, not a 32 round, a 30, all 32 team first round draft pick. Actually, technically, it's only 31 because the Dolphins gave up their pick. They forfeited it. So, um, okay, then after the draft this Sunday, there is another event going on. And let me pull that up real quick. It's actually really exciting. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it myself because I might be out of town. There's still a little bit of, up in the airness about that kind of stuff. So I might be there, but I'm pretty positive that my brother, Andrew, is going to be here. So he will 100% be taking over for me if I can't make it. But if obviously if I could, we both be doing there. What's up, the Optimus Rhymes? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, man, I'm doing good. How about you? It's a nice Saturday out here in LA. It's a sunny 78 degrees, baby. Whew, man. I'm glad the heat's coming back, man, because like I was getting tired of that rain, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so here you go. So We Charge LA is putting on a barbecue this Sunday at Elysian Park. So it's going to be a huge thing. Obviously, as you can see from this thing, it starts at noon. They're going to have a DJ Eclipse out there. Smoochy from 96.3 is going to be out there. There's a tattoo artist, so we can get all tramp stamps, and or the thunderclappers. Like, I don't know what you want to call that one or where that one's going to go, but you might be able to figure out where you want it. Okay, so yeah, then obviously there's gonna be burgers, hot dogs provided, but and then obviously they do encourage people to bring a side dish if you can, and it'll be great. They did this before COVID. It was 2019 the last time they did it, and there was like 300 something people there. Hopefully we can actually be more have more people this year, and that would be great. That'd be really cool. So and yeah, you're right, Willie. It's the ladies out here are beautiful, man. It's like you have the babes of LA for sure, man. Like they try to get caught by the producers and writers and directors, they try to get those eyes so they can be on TV and not the YouTubes so much. We don't get the clout for that over here with the bros, not yet, anyways. Chargers should have moved to Las Vegas. LA was a bad move. That's yeah. I've talked about that a little bit too before. It could have been actually a really good move for the Chargers to actually go, and the marketing, the branding would have been really great. Like Chargers electricity, whatever, with all like the neon lights and stuff like that in Vegas and all that stuff. It would have made a lot of sense branding wise for the Chargers to move to Vegas. And they potentially could have been building a whole new franchise there. I would have gone to every game still. Just going to Vegas. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to Vegas trips, like, on these weekends. That's totally fine. LA to Vegas, not bad. San Diego to Vegas, still not bad. But the problem is like, the city of LA did not want the Raiders to be here. Bottom line. So, that's kind of where that conversation ended. I know obviously there's a lot more fans out here in LA for the Raiders, but hey, we're growing every day, baby. And that's what I like to see. So, all right. So I think that's all for my announcements here. But yeah, so these 3 events are going to be amazing. And I know that, if you're doing any of those, I 100% encourage you to go, shoot some things, record some things, show all your friends on social media, whatever, that we out here, Chargers are growing, and we got a fan base, and we making it happen. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So let's get into this a little bit. Let's set up this here. We're gonna do this whole first round draft, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about this one. So, okay, let's just do all. Okay, so we got all these picks here. It's gonna be fun to take a look at it. So now here's the question too. So I don't really need to do these because we're only doing the first round. So yeah, so according to the first round, I see it's only going to be the first round anyway, so I don't need to really unselect them. But the Rams, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Browns, and the Niners do not have first round picks. So in a lot of ways, like, I don't know if like you guys have been seeing this too. Like, I feel like the Rams, they've painted themselves in a corner, because of how, like, many times they've just given up all their picks, and now they have a really old team, and they're a really expensive team. They're losing all their players, and it's just been bad. But it actually worked out for them in the end, because they did win a Super Bowl off that, and so that's kind of why I don't really expect the Rams to be super hot this year. So that's just my opinion. So okay, well, let's just jump into this. We are going to do all these teams, and it's going to be wild. It's going to be really wild. Okay, so first round is the Panthers. Okay, so for this, like I said, I'm going to use other influencers from YouTube to figure out what they want to make this pick. And I'm not going to use like the ones that are affiliated with like a whole thing, because I know Locked On, they basically have every single team. And they're great. I mean, it's a great everything. I love the Locked On Chargers boys. I think they're freaking cool. I met them at the training camp last year. We just chatted with them quite a bit when we were just started, and they were super welcoming to us and stuff. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to find all the top influencers from every team that are not affiliated with like some kind of big old conglomerate news type people. So these are actually fans picking for their team, and because these fans, like, they're super passionate about what they want and what they expect. So I don't know if you guys have looked into any of this, but I think it's pretty cool. So all right, so the first one, the Panthers. The show that I found is the PNP, Panthers Nation podcast, with Rashad and Dave. I think that they're pretty good. I kind of queued this one up a little bit, so but some of the other ones aren't going to be queued up. So, but after we find out what pick that they actually predict for the Panthers will be, we will. I want to discuss with you guys what they think, how we think that pick went. And do you think that was a good move or whatever? And we'll see. And by the way, this is probably going to be a long episode, because we're going to be going through all the way to the end of the first round. So 31 picks. And at some point, we might just get kind of like exhausted. So buckle up, get yourself a drink. And I'm drinking myself a dubby. This one is called Push and Punch, because it's a pretty tasty one actually right now. And just enjoy this ride with me for a little bit. Push and Punch, man, it's pretty good. Okay, well, let's see what he's got.
All right. So last night we took Bryce Young #1 overall. I like that pick. I'm not gonna. I agree with most of the reasonings behind Bryce. I do think he's the most talented and ready to go ahead and take the bull by the horns and get us wins
I
immediately.
think we already have the
I
pick.
was starting to entertain. I heard some of the arguments for Anthony Richardson. I get it. The dude has the highest ceiling. We've been saying that for the longest time. If he taps into that ceiling, it could be crazy. Like it'd be ridiculous if he taps into that. But that's if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I think Bryce Young is ready to go right now. I do think that's what they're gonna do. That's just my opinion, and for that matter, I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm gonna go ahead and take Bryce Young, and I agree with taking Bryce Young number 1 overall yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Bryce Young right here, and we're gonna.
Okay, well there you go. We already got his first round pick. All right, so what do you guys think about that pick? Do you guys think like Bryce Young, or do you guys think somebody else would have been better for them? So I think. So to be honest, I think he's fantastic. Actually, I really like him. I mean, obviously he went to the national championship game, and obviously, but he lost. I think didn't he win one? He won in 2020, right? But then he wasn't actually the starter at that point. Um, and he lost the last on 2021, and then 2022 they did not make it. So, but he's amazing. I think he's going to be really good. He's obviously similar size to Drew Brees. So I think, and like, look, everyone says, "Oh, well, he's too small," whatever. It's like, come on, man. Like a lot of short quarterbacks have actually had amazing careers. So you can't really be saying that, like it's not necessarily about its height, like, I mean, but there's been some short quarterbacks that don't have great careers, i.e. Kyler Murray. So I don't know. I think it's a good choice for the Panthers. They obviously need a quarterback 100% this year. And they gave up a lot for that first round pick, but I think it could work out for them in the end. So first round pick, Bryce Young. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, and you're right, Willie. Tom Telesco better make good draft choices for this position. We need. Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. So let's go find a Texans one. I think I did have one. Um, I'm just gonna do Texans podcast and type that in here. Texans podcast. Um, but what do you guys think about that pick for the uh the Panthers? Do you think that was a good choice? Yes, I got locked on. Okay, Texans Unfiltered. That seems to be like one of the good ones here. Great show on turf. Talking Texans draft with Matt. Sorry, not sorry. Return of the Mac. Okay, let's see. Crazy Cushing. Yeah, let me know. So, I mean, I really like him. I like Bryce Young. But I feel like a lot of people. Okay, 3 separate 4-round mock drafts for the Houston Texans. That was a month ago. Let's see if there's one that's closer. What draft scenario can unite the Texans fan base? Sorry, not sorry. Draft with Matt. There you go. I like this one. All right. Skip ahead a little bit here. Okay, so let's see what the Texans want to do. I personally think that whatever the Texans do is obviously they probably have the easiest
able to talk, and it's fun
pick.
to be able to talk specifically about a team, especially the Texans, because they're in a prime spot. But
I feel like yes. Okay, like I was gonna say, I feel like the Texans probably have the easiest pick in the draft because they are literally just going to do the opposite of what the Panthers do. Either they want Bryce Young, or they want who is it? Who is the quarterback here? Or they want C.J. Stroud. However, it's really weird. Actually, it seems like Will Levis bumped up a whole bunch, but his average draft position is 8. That's really weird. I don't know exactly why PFF jumped him up all of a sudden. So, yeah, like as far as I understand, the Texans will want either Bryce Young if the Panthers don't pick him up, or they want C.J. Stroud if the Panthers don't pick him up. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But because of what the PNP podcast or show did, I probably think that they're going to want CJ Stroud. So, but this one was shot yesterday, so let's see what they have to say. Chargers should have done a smash hit in Las Vegas with the Golden Knights. Yeah, it would have worked. Yeah, I agree though. Chargers, Charger 8 Chris. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like the Chargers could have done a
The
lot.
12 picks that they've got this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I guess before we hop into the Texans and draft talk, why don't you give everybody a brief background on because you've
okay, I don't want the background.
Talking about rookies and Alex Brown, who meets with these
let's go.
fun folks, whether they're
Do they even go into the draft?
All of them, no matter who it is, no matter.
You can have some perspective on things and have a good time with it, and realize that you may take,
Yeah, no, it's a cool thing to be able to say as a company. All right, well let's hop in.
Okay.
Let's lose 75% of the viewers on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and let's talk about Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. Who's Davis Mills?
I'm one of I'm not a Mills truther, or I think what they call on Twitter a Millicite. But I am a I don't know yet about Davis Mills, and I think that's the fairest place to actually Justin Herbert as quarterbacks. The rest of the guys. Chris Moore was his number 1 wide receiver. So what are your thoughts on Davis Mills?
Yeah, I mean,
I love your perspective.
Agree, Willie.
Because
Chargers aren't going to. They're not going to go to Vegas anytime
this
soon.
Background information with quarterbacks. I'm a believer that it takes a good 18.
Technically, we actually have 20 years
really
in LA.
Understand what you have in the quarterback, and
where we end up after
the same offense.
The 20 years, I think it's like 2035. I think
because the way it works is this:
we may go back to San Diego at that point, or maybe we'll go to Anaheim
and
somewhere around here. Hopefully,
players,
still
really
Southern California though.
Most
for sure.
skill position players, really anything other than defensive ends, are work on and
come on. We got to find what draft they want.
Speaking this type of a coverage team,
I don't know if they. That's not a mock draft one, is it? Yeah, we're really gonna figure that this is. Let's see if there's another one here. That's got a good one. And sports map Houston. Okay, that's like a radio thing. We don't want that one. Locker room featuring it. Okay, here you go. I like this one. Here, let's subscribe to them. The locker room. So the Chargers draft. No quarterback. Tell me this pick. Okay, interesting. Will Anderson, CJ Stroud, or neither? Trade for Trey Lance. Will Levis betting favorite to be the number 2 pick. Okay, here we go.
Will Levis, number 2 overall to the Houston Texans.
Oh, he's a sports radio guy. I can't use this guy. Yeah, I want fans more than just people like on radio, Well, okay, so then maybe let's take a look at the locked on then one for this one. So I guess I'm breaking a rule already. So let's see. Finishing touches. Another. Are the Texans one of several teams who have QB? Okay, so yeah, a lot of people are just they're talking about the whole Will Levis situation jumping up all of a sudden. Okay. So so let's see what they have to say about that real quick. Okay, so now they're saying
Will Levis to the Houston Texans. That buzz is getting hotter. Does that make sense at all? Cody and I both think not. We'll talk about that. Also in comparison with Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, right, Willie. So I would love to
Wilson
see the Chargers move back to San Diego if that could happen.
Will he be a Texan? All of that and more on today.
But I don't know. I mean,
podcast.
it's such a
tie it all in. We want to develop a great team here.
They're talking about the Texans.
We can deliver wins to the city of Houston. We want to deliver a championship here to the city of Houston, and that's what it'll be about.
You are Locked On Texans, your daily Houston Texans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Wednesday episode of the Locked On Texans podcast, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Will Levis to Houston is actually heating up. Now, guys, I can't wait for you to hear what Cody has to say. But the question of the day, and if you're watching on YouTube, Will Levis to Houston. Does that make any sense?
John, I'm gonna try to put this as nice as possible, and no disrespect to this young man. But every time I hear the words Will Levis and the Houston Texans in the same sentence, it gets on my goddamn nerves because it doesn't make no kind of sense. No.
Okay, I can just straight up say right there, the pick is in, and it is not going to be Will Levis. So because of that, I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud, and that's what it sounds like to me that they're pushing hard for, because I'm over here pushing P with this punch right now. Yeah, there's no way it's going to be Jalen Carter. But it's certainly not going to be William Smith. So it's going to be C.J. Stroud. So let's pull that up and get that there. Here. There you go. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. No, it's going to be C.J. Stroud, bro. I think you know. Okay, so who's up anyway? So it's going to be the Cardinals. Okay, so let's find a Cardinals show. This is pretty. Let's take a look to see what they got. Oh, DZ, man, what's up? It's good to see you. Won't know anything about a move or new ownership until the end of 2027. That's right, when the Chargers can officially go up for sale. Their SoFi contract ends. There are more Faders fans in LA than Chargers fans, and they just as many San Diego or Chargers will never win in California. They won't win Las Vegas either. Yeah. Winning builds fan bases. Yeah, Chargers will need to win. It's like, yeah, and it really doesn't matter where they are. They have to win Super Bowls. They have to win games and get deep in the playoffs or whatever in order to win in this city, specifically LA. Because that's just honestly, like, look, the Dodgers and the Lakers have been here the longest, and when there was no football teams, and they won multiple championships each during that time. So that's kind of the fact of it, you know. But hey, we're growing though, you know. The fact is too, I think we're winning fans as well because Chargers tickets are cheaper than Rams tickets. So we're gonna make a lot more fans that way by coming to our games because of that. You know, the fact is that we're the tickets are cheaper here, and we're gonna be growing that way. So that's what I think. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna type in something different here. Because it's Cardinals mock draft. And let's see if I can find one that I actually do subscribe to it. Cardinals mock draft. Real friends and okay, here you go. I like this one. Well, that was 3 weeks ago. Okay, here's the mock draft guy. Is he a Cardinals person though? Yeah, he looks like he is a Cardinals person, so that's good. Okay, let's take a look at that one. The mock draft guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. I have a very special guest here today for my very, very highly anticipated
special guest. Cool. Yeah, so, and I'll say this though too. It's like if any of the influencers are watching this video from the ones that I'm actually paying attention to, please reach out to us. I would love to do a collaboration video with you. I would love to chat more.
It seems like it was always going to be
about football with you throughout the season, and I would hope that any of you guys would actually love to chat with us as well. And we would love to just chat, talk football, whatever, have a hang out and talk ball. Especially if we play you guys this year, I may be reaching out to you and hoping to do the same. So,
Bryce Young.
Yeah, for sure. Bryce Young, obviously the size is going to be the only complaint.
Young. Office of the Carolina Panthers, but
rowers of the football paying attention as getting the best quarterback in this class. At number 2, the Houston Texans. it doesn't look like there's going to be a quarterback anymore. We thought there was going to be a quarterback for so long, and now it looks like they're going to go with a
These
defensive
guys are
player, which
not.
makes sense considering you've got D'Amico Ryans, and it's going to be
I
Will
think
Anderson.
they just mock draft everything. They're not just specific to. Yeah, here we go.
All right, Cardinals fans, here we go.
Yeah,
this
so
is a
that
tough
other one, that other
'cause I
one
know
was
you guys
not
are hurting all over the place, but luckily
specific.
I do
So
have
these guys,
a
this
good
guy looks
friend
like
of
he
mine.
is. So
He is a good friend of mine. He is a Cardinals stan.
let me see. Actually, let's see if
loves
there's.
the Cardinals a lot, and so I got a little bit of insight from what he's looking for in this draft. So
Come on. There you go. All right, let me see what he says recently, though. Too small. Blah. Williams goes undrafted. Wow. Bryce Young will provide. Okay, so does he have a good video here? Looks like that may have been. He looks like he doesn't do much on the mock draft stuff. So that was the good video for it. So let's see. All right. Let's see what he has to say.
all right, Cardinals fans, here we go. This is a tough one because I know you guys are hurting all over the place, but luckily I do
Okay, here we go.
have
I'm gonna
a good
scroll through. He was so it seems like
that.
He's probably wow, he goes deeper already. Looks like he goes into finding out what the Cardinals need. But you're right, DZ. The Cardinals need a lot. They turned into a mess fast. Yeah. But it kind of looks like he looks at all of their stuff in order to kind of decide what he's going to do. So let's see.
Out of UTEP, I know he's getting the best.
Let's see what your first round is, though, buddy.
Will Anderson at 3.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and do that. We've done this more than enough times. 3.
Oh, so he... okay, so...
So it should be Will Anderson at 3.
Will Anderson then, huh? Okay, all right. The pick is in. Will Anderson for the Cardinals. All right, that one was much easier to get. Okay, so they want an edge rusher, number 1 edge rusher overall for the draft. Okay, that sounds good. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate you. And I think, are you done for the rest of the draft? I think you are. So, what do you guys think about that one? Do you think Will Anderson will be really a game changer for the Cardinals at this point? Let me know in the comments. I think that was probably a solid pick. And that'll be good. Okay. So next up is Colts. All right, here we go. I don't think I showed that one, did I? Yeah, so I picked Will Anderson there, just so you know. Yeah, Will Anderson goes number 3. Boom. All right, so let's go to Colts. Find the Colts mock draft. Mock draft 2023. Who do we find? Who they got? Okay. Colts Premier Podcast, 483. And see. Hey, look at that. I'm showing up on the Colts right there. What? That's weird. Colts 3-round mock draft. That's 3 weeks ago. See if there's another one with a lot of subscribers on it. NFL and CBS. I don't care about you. What is this? This Piper stuff. I want to find a fan cast with a lot of stuff. Mr. Hurricane. Oh, it's a Madden one. Okay. Which, by the way, guys, actually, I realized I've been kind of quiet personally lately. Maybe I've still been in my feels a little bit with everything, but I want to actually do some more videos with Madden. And I've seen some other people talking, doing oh, I'm going to fix their team, this and that team. So I'm going to try and do that as soon as I can. And, kind of just do a pre-draft type thing as well with that. So yeah. Yeah. And you're right though, DZ, I'm really tired of all these things as well. But this is pretty much going to be my final one. Besides just kind of doing some more Madden stuff. So There's so many Chargers fans. Yeah. So yeah, we're still talking about the Vegas stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I'm ready for the new thing for sure. I think this guy is probably the one here. That 3-round mock. Yeah, he's got like enough views. I'm gonna subscribe to him.
We're counting down the days to the
Sportsocracy.
NFL draft
I
here
like it.
in the
He looks like he's kind of more radio type as well, but that's fine. Let's go with it. I don't want to take all day with this stuff.
Season.
Oh, draft
season. What's going on here? My computer is dying.
Tree, old draft tree.
There you go. Oh, you guys are cool.
It's time to look at the Indian.
Yeah, it looks like they are some kind of radio people. Alt 101.
Each in the first, second, and third.
Because he is that blend of Jalen Hurts, because he can hurt you with his legs, but he can
going in the future.
Well, and for me, they get the guy that makes the most sense, because he is
Did
that
they even
blend
go?
of
Maybe
Jalen Hurts, because
maybe they
he
didn't.
can hurt you with his legs, but he can actually hit the broadside of a barn. It's Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky. I do not know what it is about him that people dislike so much. He has one of the best arms I've ever seen. High-level starter at Kentucky. Didn't have anything really around him.
That's it.
Like that. See,
but that's why people don't like him, because he was a
to me,
quarterback
that's
at a
stupid.
basketball school.
And that's fine.
Yeah, DC. I mean,
That's
I was always told that there was a lot of
dumb-ass
Las Vegas
criticism.
Chargers or
Well, he did
fans
win
of the
at
Chargers in
Kentucky.
Las Vegas as well.
He kept his team competitive.
And you're right
He's the
though. Like
only draftable
Vegas
player on
was
the offense
hungry for an
other than
NFL
Chris
team,
Rodriguez,
and they
who's a
really.
mediocre
I
running
think we
back.
kind of missed
That's all he
missed
had.
the
Loses
buck
3
on that.
offensive linemen last year, loses his coordinator, loses
Just
his best
because,
receiver. Well, he wasn't
you know, like
as
yeah,
good last year as he
people
was
would
the
have
year
loved
before.
to see
No
that, and like
shit.
they probably
Of
would have
course he
preferred
wasn't as
Chargers
good.
fans to show up there
Watch
as
the
opposed to
damn
Raiders
tape.
fans. Like
Well,
I mean,
he
I
gets
think
hit a lot
any
because
city
his
would
line
have
was made
preferred
up
that.
of 5 dudes that look like us.
Oh my
He
gosh,
can't
come on.
hold on to the football.
He's got a great, really 6'4", 230. I mean, that's a big ass quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, it's I hear about him just that.
Got them addressing that position.
Josh Downs, wide receiver out of Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
You got them addressing that position.
Josh Downs, wide receiver
at the second pick, at their second
Oh,
pick in the
second
draft.
pick. See, it was right.
before. No shit. He was a mediocre Kentucky. He absolutely anything really around.
Where is it?
People dislike so much.
I think that it's probably
Broadside of
Jalen Carter.
barn. It's Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky. Hurt you with his legs, but he can actually of Jalen Hurts, because he can hurt you with his legs. Well, and for me,
It's a huge pick. It's a huge
Okay.
what
Here it is.
a linchpin in time to
I
where
missed
this,
it.
this franchise is going in the future.
Well, and for me, they get the guy that makes the most sense, because he is that blend of
Who'd they get?
Jalen Hurts, because he can hurt you with his legs, but he can actually hit the broadside of a barn. It's Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky.
Oh, so they think
I
Will
do
Levis.
not know what it is about him that people dislike so much.
Okay. So let's go into that. So the Colts sounds like this guy really likes Will Levis because he can actually apparently hit the broadside of a barn, which is interesting. So, okay. So they want a quarterback straight away. I like that because the Colts obviously need that because they went with Matt Ryan for last season, and that's let's be honest, like Matt Ryan is kind of a disaster. Like he had so much hope. He did so well. I mean, he did take the Falcons to a Super Bowl, but we all know what happened to that Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. And but we can't really shake too much of a stick at that one anymore because of what happened to us in the first round of the playoffs. It still hurts. It still hurts. Yeah, that never gonna left. But okay, so what do you guys think about that one? Will Levis for the Colts. Bam, bam, bam. The pick is in. Let's see what happens here. All right. Okay. So what are you guys talking about here still? The but people Oakland count for But yeah, well, okay, so they're still talking about the Raiders Oakland stuff. Yeah, man. Oakland, I tell you, freaking they got the worst end of everything now. Because they're even losing the A's. Shoot, man. Spanish family just keeps dropping the ball in this franchise. Yeah. I have friends who live in Vegas right now. 4 to 5 adopted the Knights and became diehards. They are still Chargers fans, though. That's cool. As long as they don't follow the Raiders any, that's fine with me, DZ. Yeah. And you know what, Willie? I mean, new ownership could happen eventually. It sounds like his sister wants to sell her portion of the team, and how amazing would it be if actually they opened up the ownership rights of the Chargers to what did I say? To the the public, the people can actually be part of the process now. That would be stoked. I'd be on board for that one. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So the Seahawks are next. And I think actually, as far as that goes, is that for the Colts? Is that it for them? Yes, that is it for them in this first round. Okay. So let's go to Seahawks. And hopefully we don't have to jump around too much. Seahawks. Or my brother likes to say Seahawks. Yeah. But I got a friend who's a diehard Seahawks fan. I think he's pretty cool, pretty nice. Perfect Plan. Is that Seahawks Today by Chat Sports? Okay, that's an affiliate group. I do like them a lot too. And so I encourage them. Like, it's not like necessarily a fan cast. It's more of like a kind of affiliate thing. So I don't really want to go into that one. CBS Sports, that's a network type thing. I want to see what the fans are talking mostly here. There's probably another way that I could have done this. Okay, this one sounds like the Bro Schmo. This one sounds Walk the Mock. Say, is this, or are they a Seahawks one, or are they just an all NFL one? Let's find out real quick. I don't know about this one. Bro Schmo. That sounds awesome. I think we should try and do a collab with them. Bolt Bros meets Bro Schmo. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Walk the Mock. I think I just discovered Walk the Mock now. Have you guys ever used that one? I think it's actually pretty epic. I think that one's it's another program besides PFF, because I'll be perfectly honest, I fell out of love with PFF because I feel like their ratings are kind of,
say it out loud on the stream.
okay, so they're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. It's an all teams thing. They're not necessarily, so it's fine. All things football, Sportsocracy, we already know them. They are like a not specific to that. So I think I may just have to go with the affiliate guy, the sports chat here. Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. So let's see what they say. All right. Don't want their intro. Yeah, Bro Schmo is pretty not. It sounds like if he does all NFL teams, that's actually pretty awesome.
On today's show, I want to lay out for you the perfect draft plan for your Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
About this draft, some key players to watch and some moves to make. I will lay out the game plan for Seattle heading in to the draft.
So I don't know if this is going to have what we need.
Quick poll question here. Who is your dream draft target for the Seahawks?
Let's see what they say down here.
This could be somebody at 5. This could be somebody at 20. Could be somebody later in the draft.
I hope we get either Will Anderson or Jalen C at 5.
For the Seahawks in
I
this
think
draft. I'm very curious.
Jalen Carter is available, so that could be the pick.
That guy needs to be
That's what people are saying in the chat.
Tell me,
or the comments, I should say.
Who it is in the comments section, and we'll get started with today's show. So
I like that.
Here's what I have. I have my 4-point plan.
4-point plan.
Perfect
All right.
draft for the Seattle Seahawks.
Who are you picking?
And where we begin with my perfect 4-point plan, in just a moment, we're going to talk defense. But first, let's just go over some of the numbers here of what the draft looks like for the Seahawks of their draft pick.
Okay.
5-20. 37, 52.
Dang.
Those are 4 picks.
Damn, they got some great picks this year. Holy smokes.
Including 2 picks in the
5 top 100 players.
83, and then you got 123. 2 in the 5th round at 151.
I don't care.
Not only do the Seahawks have 10, stay at 5. When it's all said and done for Seattle, But to me, I look at it this way. Seattle is in a unique position, okay?
Draft targets. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Jalen Carter, top. Will Anderson, second, which I think he already got picked, right? Yeah, I think in our thing he got picked. Yes, he's picked, and then they wanted Tyree Wilson. But I think since Jalen Carter is the top, I think we can surely say the pick is in. Let's go. Okay. That's who we want. That's who he wants. Jalen Carter. All right. Boom. I don't know. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Jalen Carter for the Seahawks. I think that's actually pretty smart. Because obviously, like they got 2 first-round picks, and they got 1 right before us too. So that freaking sucks. Yeah. So I think they're in a good position with him to go with them. So I think that I like that. I like that a lot. So all right, let's go to the Lions and let's find out what they like here. So what do you guys think about that one for the Seahawks? Is that pretty solid? Let me know in the chat. Let's just keep talking. Yeah. But yeah, DZ, Seahawks are in definitely good hands, dude. Pete Carroll is amazing. Like, he's an amazing coach. And their ownership actually did a lot. Like, man, I tell you, like, getting rid of Russell Wilson probably was one of their best moves that they've made. I mean, look at how freaking amazing Geno Smith, at how quickly he turned around by getting into a system that finally worked for him. Dude, no one ever thought that Geno Smith was going to step up the way he did. And he finally got his shot, and he took it. He just grabbed it by the horns, and he just freaking sent it, bro. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I am shooketh by how amazing they actually did. All right, I think this one looks like a good channel right here for the Lions. Okay, let me pull this one up. Yeah. And it was pretty awesome to see what they did with him. And because honestly, Russell Wilson apparently, like, he was like being kind of like such a baby about everything. So I don't know, man. It's freaking wild. Okay, so this one looks like a good one. Sports Talk Detroit. Let's see if there's another like fan one, something like that. Microphone. Had no other choice. Let's see. What is a mock draft? What is this? Dose of Dion. Oh, I like this one. Okay, this is probably better. And they did it 2 days ago. Perfect. Lions 7-round mock draft with trades. I love this mock trade at the top. Okay. Oh, so he trades. I don't know if I want to do this.
What is up, everybody?
If it's a
Welcome
trade,
back to
I
another
can't
video.
do it.
Today's video, we are back with another Detroit Lions mock draft.
Dose
with
of Dion
trades.
2.0.
I don't know what point this is. 1.0, 3.0, 7.0. I don't know. We're back with the Lions mock draft, so let's get it started.
Okay, here we go. Get past his little intro.
Makes sense. I can understand them. I can explain all these. Like, I feel
So he
really
thinks
good
that they
about this
should-
mock draft. And again, this is just me making these picks. There are trades in this mock draft because I kind of anticipate that's going
Well,
to happen.
it's
based on the
possible that they
past
could
two
stick with Goff,
seasons.
and I think
Now,
they should.
we'll
And
probably
they're
do
paying a
mock
pretty
draft
penny
before
for him,
the
aren't they?
actual draft without trades. My predictive mock may be without trades. It probably will be without trades. However, this one has movement. And actually, this first move that we're going to do in this draft is kind of something that we talked about in our last live stream on a Monday. So it kind of fits in perfectly with that. It's something that's been talked about, I think, a lot more now, especially with some of the news that we've had around some of the teams in this draft ahead of us. So we'll get to that in a second. But yes, we're back with the mock draft. I feel really good about this one. I'm sticking to the same idea of trying to give you guys different names, all right, that I didn't put in other mock drafts. Now, sometimes we get carryover, but I don't think this one we have a lot of it. We're going to start off with a bang, and we're going to start with the trade. And if you guys
Start with a trade. I can't use it. Dang it.
The support was amazing. In that stream,
could
I
use it? I don't know.
The top 2 teams
Let's
could
see.
do.
Let's see what the trade is
This
first.
draft could do. We heard the reports that, hey, maybe a quarterback doesn't go at number 2. Walk through that scenario, as I don't think it's likely. You do have to be prepared for every situation. What if this scenario arises and I asked you guys where Bryce Young goes 1, but at number 2, let's say a defensive player goes. Let's say at 3, Arizona doesn't move out, or maybe someone moves in for a defense. defense player. Let's say Arizona takes one, right? And that's their plan. And then all of a
I
sudden,
don't know if
number
I should
4,
use this.
you have a team like the Indianapolis Colts. Even if they take a quarterback,
Give
then at
me the
number
trade.
5,
Give me the trade.
Seattle
What's the trade,
doesn't.
buddy?
Okay, now you could potentially have in that type of scenario maybe a Carter, Will Anderson, maybe a Tyree Wilson, all off the board by the time you're sitting there.
Tyree Wilson.
number
Okay,
6,
so it
leaving
sounded like
you
he said
with,
Tyree Wilson,
I don't know,
possibly.
maybe some of the top corners
So that
in
could
this
be.
draft.
I don't think that would be a
Devo,
good
in
choice
my
though
opinion,
for him.
Probably reach for another edge rusher. Like, what do you do at that spot if that's what the board looks like? You could just say move down, but does a team want to move up with you? That's something that
I don't
we
think
did
you should move
discuss.
down. You already
I
got
don't
like.
think it's gonna
You
happen.
already got
I do think we'll
another
end up
pick
probably seeing
at
3 quarterbacks
18.
taken before we're
Why?
on the clock, but it is
Oh.
a legitimate possibility. So for this mock draft, that is one thing that I kind of thought of when doing this, but also at the same time, I think it's something that's very possible. I said it, earlier in the process that I think the Lions are going to have to be willing to move the board, and I think they will be willing to move the board because they say that they built the
Interesting.
draft. So they were able to grab a little bit more ammo for this year's draft with the Jeff Okudah trade. And in this mock draft, I have the Lions trading up with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, so
for
I
the
can't do
number
that for
3
sure.
pick in the draft. Now, the value.
Okay, so I can't do that. Damn it. Okay, let's find a different guy. All right. Okay, so it's a good channel. Actually, so let me see. Let me see if he actually has another one that actually does not do a pick or a move thing. Jameson Wilson, another player suspended. Makes sense. Just Okudah. Mock draft 2 with trades. Blockbuster trades shift to Saints. I don't really want him to don't do trades, man. Just give it to me straight, baby. Straight to the face. Okay, let's see. Mine's mock draft 2-0 trades. Maybe let's take a look at this one real quick. Does he trade? Top pick 6. Okay, looks like he does jump into it. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, Chargers, Chris.
Names in here at number 6 just because.
Okay, well there you go. I think he likes obviously Tyree Wilson for 6. we got the answer to that one real quick. Okay.
I don't know where the Lions are going to go at number 6, of course, and they can go a lot of different ways. So I think getting different names in force you to go different ways and approach the draft differently. Even though this year,
So it sounds
the
like
Lions have
they
done so much,
don't really want to go quarterback. So maybe he does want to keep Goff.
It feels pretty open regardless of where you're at in the draft, and that's something that I've tried to stick to is draft players that I really like. Okay, just as simple as that. I'm not trying to draft in some position. I'm really trying to put myself in the shoes of just draft guys that I really like. But the 6th pick will be a little bit different because I can kind of just take some of the guys that are projected to be like a top pick and put different names there just to mix it up a little bit. So with that being said, while this may not be my favorite prospect in the draft, I really do like him. Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Now, of course, this makes it an immediate, very nasty edge rusher duo for not only now, but also for the future. Considering Aiden Hutchinson's going to have a 5th-year option. He's only been in the league for 1 year. He was a dog like he was last season. And honestly, when I was watching some of these top edge rushers this year, just some of the top players in general, I'm like, man, we are so lucky that Aiden Hutchinson fell there at number 2 because the way that he came out so polished is much different from a lot of guys in this year's draft class. But with that being said, Tyree Wilson doesn't fall in as much of the polished category as Aiden Hutchinson did when he came out. We're talking about a transfer here from Texas A&M.
I know so many players on the Lions got freaking suspended this week because of sports betting. That's crazy.
But Tyree
Crazy.
Wilson, he is built different,
Then-
literally. All right, the guy is measured in about 6'5.5", 270
All right, so
pounds.
I think we can for surely say if they do not trade, it's going to be that guy, Tyree Wilson. Okay, so the pick is in for the Detroit Lions, baby. Boom. So that's interesting. Instead of going with a top cornerback or a top tackle in the draft, they're going for another edge, Tyree Wilson, which is pretty interesting because they can Aiden Hutchinson and Tyree Wilson, both sides. That could be a pretty amazing combo there. So I like that idea. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, let's do it. Boom. Oh no, now I gotta look at some Raiders tape. Crap. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. What do you guys think about that pick right there for the Lions? Tyree Wilson. I think it could be good. I personally I think they probably could have been better served to do something else with it, just because they do have other needs, especially with all these other players suspended. Of course, maybe that's just it. This information that I got is dated, but now since they don't have all the certain players on the team at the moment, they probably should find something else to pick as whatever to kind of secure the beginning of the season. But maybe they don't want to. Maybe they still want to be in a building phase and find more people and kind of tank a little bit more of the season. So I don't know. Okay, so let's look at the Raiders mock draft. So I don't know if you did see, but we did do a big old thing with the AFC West people, and we had more of our Chargers community based in there, and we kind of created our own super draft situation. A lot was said in that one for sure. And I'm actually going more involved into the I'm jumping onto the was it the Bijan Robinson train. I actually really like him personally, but I don't know if we will go that route. But I don't really know if still that's actually a good pick for us either, because truth is, 9 subscribers. Okay, so we just have a lot of needs as well, and so we can't really do specifically with that one. I don't know if a running back is actually our top choice. So let's see. Come on, I'm trying to find it like a Raiders show. Okay, Raiders mock draft, MJT football. Okay, that one looks interesting. Let me jump into him to see. Oh, that was that was 5 days ago. Okay, so he did the first one. Sweet. Okay, Raiders fan drafts as GM. Who should the left Raiders pick? Okay, I'll subscribe. Hey, we got Mike here. He's our our Chargers people too.
No, they go the Patriot way. And that's what the New England Patriots like to do. So here, I would be looking to move up and down.
F it, Joe, and just draft Will Levis, man. Just do it. Pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'm tempted, Joe, with the Titans, but there's a couple players there that I still think are very interesting for me. So I'm gonna stay.
And the Raiders have brought in all 3 cornerbacks. But by the time the draft is here, they're brought in Witherspoon, they're bringing Gonzalez, and they're bringing Joey Porter Jr. So all 3 of them will be coming in for a visit. So I think they're okay with either one of them.
Aiden, my favorite tight end of all time is Antonio Gates. Tony, who's your favorite of all time? Shannon Sharp?
The end of all time is probably, yeah, I don't know. I tend to argue a lot for Shannon Sharp not getting as much love.
There you go.
But Gates is
So let's do what they come
Gates
on now.
won me some fantasy championships.
Witherspoon.
So it's right there.
Okay, so they're saying
Joe's is
Witherspoon.
Jason Witten. He played for his 2 favorite teams.
At least I think.
Yes, exactly. I've made the pick. I'm going with Witherspoon, the cornerback out of Illinois. I like Christian Gonzalez a lot more, but it's a mock draft, so I want to see
all right,
a couple different things. I don't want to go Christian Gonzalez every time here.
Witherspoon.
So I want to see what if the Raiders do.
I think that's smart.
A little bit more. And
I think
as a
that's
Raider
smart
fan,
for
I'm
them,
happy
for
with
sure.
either one of them. If we walk away with either one, I'm good. And I've been saying that for a while. I'll walk away with Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez. So I don't care which one they pick, as long as they pick one of them. And I'm picking one of them right here.
Cool.
Almost forced a trade with myself, and I almost moved to New York.
Okay, yeah, so I like that one. Okay, so the Raiders, according to consensus, are likely going to pick Witherspoon, Devin Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. Cool. All right. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think about that one? I think that one's pretty solid. I'm not too worried about him too much, personally, just because the Raiders are just dumpster fire. Sorry to say, just there's too much weird stuff going on with them. With the coach and the fact that like they're in a building phase. Like I don't feel like they're gonna be like top. Um, they're gonna be 3 or 4 in the division for a little bit here. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna be the answer for them either. So maybe they should go with a quarterback. But then again, I think Jimmy G is probably like gonna be their best bet because he has a connection with their coach or whatever for the Patriot days. So I think that could be an interesting dynamic, but of course, hey, they still got homeboy Devontae Adams. So, and he picked us apart like crazy, but we were able to stand toe to toe with him. That was pretty great. So, all right. So now what team is on the clock is the Falcons. Let's see what they got here. Let's see what the Falcons got. So out of your Falcon mind, boys, like they're talking a lot about Bijan Robinson as well. So that could be a really interesting upset for a lot of people to see him going this early in the draft. And imagine that running back core that they have: Cordell Patterson or Peterson. I can't remember which one exactly it is. Plus, freaking Tyler Algier, who was a running back before he was ever a, freaking, he was a linebacker before he was ever a freaking running back. So he's thick, kind of like Xander Horvath, who was a linebacker as well before he was a fullback. So, like, man, so that'd be fantastic. So, okay, here's another one. I like that one a lot. So. What's up, man? What's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, I'm just doing this. I'm moving pretty slow here, but hey, I'm doing all this due diligence with everyone live, so it'll be good. Okay, so here's a Falcons group that did a mock draft. Let's see what they have to say. The Falcons
What's up,
Empire.
Falcon fans and non-Falcon fans? On today's episode of 2023 7th round Atlanta Falcons NFL mock draft 4.0 edition, where this is the last installment I will make. If you guys like this type of content, let me know by hitting that like button. If you did.
Okay, yeah, he's got some good energy. Cool. All right, let's see what he's got
in the future. So on that note, let's just get started. With the 8th overall pick in the 2023 NFL mock draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Khalija Kancey, D lineman out of Pitt.
Okay,
First off,
there you
let's
go.
talk about his quick elite athleticism
I like that.
skills.
The pick is in.
Because those are very important key factors why I think he's worth the 8th overall pick, besides everyone else might be saying,
that was easy. Hey,
too
I like it. I like that he just went straight into it. I don't even care. Just go.
If you can ball, you get the call. What stood out for me when I was watching Kancey's film for the first time was his explosive off the line to get that first quick step and to already affect the offensive line and to infect the quarterback where he was going to go deep or going sideways. He quickly scrambled and got loss of yardage. That's pretty cool. And he can play in the inside, outside type of situation. So that's a great thing.
All right, so that's good. All right, so let's just
stated that we're going to be a multiple defense. So we're going to use a 3-4 and a 4-3 depending on the situation, who we're going to face for the opponent. And, he has a high effort pass rusher motor where, yes, he might not get there in the beginning, or he might get there in the beginning, but doesn't make the critical sack or a critical down.
I like it.
When he's there, he has
it's really good analysis. These guys are pretty good. I'd like to see if we can chat with these guys one of the times. Yeah, Andrew, by the way, so when I'm doing this,
and that's something pretty awesome for a defensive tackle.
I'm hoping that potentially all these people that I'm actually looking at, and if I can, I would get them into our show eventually at some point. Hopefully that anyone that might see this, that they are also doing their show and stuff, that they'll be able to, hey, let's jump on the channel with the bros and let's talk with them about it, because that's kind of what we like to do. We don't like to just be us, and just be kind of an echo chamber. We want to hear from other teams. We want to talk with them about everything else. So okay, so they picked Khalija Kancey. Dang. So this is interesting. Okay, defensive lineman. So they're picking the number 2 overall defensive interior lineman ahead. Okay. Oh, man. So we got a lot of people. A lot of people are still up there. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about that one. I think it's pretty solid for them. They definitely did struggle up front like that. So I think that's a pretty good pick for them. So let's check out the next one. Go ahead and drop in the chat and discuss, and then we'll get into that. So let's get a little update here. So what's going on here? Raiders play in Las Vegas. They don't even make it to the Super Bowl. So, okay, Willie, I want to say that though too. We this year the Super Bowl is going to be in Vegas. So this is our chance. This is our chance to freaking smear it on their faces, bro. We got to get to the Super Bowl this year, and we got to freaking win. And so that we can always hold it over their heads that we won in their house. That'd be amazing. Our first Super Bowl was in their house, and we won it. That would be amazing. I want that so bad. Like, honestly, that would be so amazing. So, anyways, okay, so let's take a look at the Bears. What do they got? Here, Chicago Bears. What are people saying about the Bears that they should get? So obviously, their first pick actually was a trade because they had the first number 1 pick. They traded with the Panthers and they got DJ Moore straight away, plus whoever they're about to get right here. So let's see what the fans are saying for them. Bears now. Chat Sportsocracy, Bears, Chicago Bears Central. This sounds like a good one. Okay, let's jump into that one. Perfect mock draft. All right. Well, it looks like he's got some good lighting and stuff in there. So he's using professional camera. He's using. It's really good. All right. My internet is slowed up.
That is so important to the Bears' future.
Yeah. Okay, so can we also just say that the Bears
some
just
have labeled it?
So I have a friend at work who's like, he's a diehard Bears fan.
Will have as a GM,
and
I'm going to give my thoughts on what the perfect draft outcome
he's
is for the Bears, at least through the first 4 rounds. And we're going to talk about what scenario in which the Bears would trade down and why it could benefit the Bears in the long
crazy
run.
organization.
All that and more.
They've struggled so far.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number 1 place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And I'm the host here, Hayes. If you want to follow me, you can do so at CEO Hayes. If you want to follow the show, which is more important, you can follow the show at
He does not pull up any graphics, so I got to watch a little bit.
That we are on. Now, getting into the content for today, I want to give shout out to C-Dub and Bobby, who already gave their mock drafts through the first few rounds. I'm going to give mine through the first 4 rounds for the Bears. And what I think would be the perfect
Elijah could be like an Aaron
Bears
Donald
if
he just got bigger too.
Some starting positions.
So I think it's a solid choice for the Falcons
areas
too.
That we need. Now, is this the most realistic draft outcome? It really depends on how you look at it. With Ryan Poles, you never know. The sky is absolutely the limit when it comes to him. But at least for my money, this is the scenario that I'm looking at. So in round 1, I'm looking at drafting Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. We've talked about him so heavily here on the show. He's very speculated to go to the Bears at number 9, and I think that would be the perfect situation for the Bears. When you look at Paris Johnson and what he's able to do, the fact that he can play either tackle position, potentially you could move Tevin James. Paris Johnson in at the left tackle, or you can bring him in at the right tackle. But I think you draft a player there who's going to be on your starting line for the next foreseeable future, right? And you shore up that position. You then have protection for Justin Fields. You've already made some changes on that offensive line. Probably still got a little tinkering to do on there later in the draft, which I have one on my list, but I like the pick of Paris Johnson here. I know that's a pretty common one, but in the next one, we're going to get a little outside of what's commonly thought of for the Bears. And this, I talked about this a little bit on.
Okay, that's it. All right, so that's it. So Paris Johnson for the Bears at 9th overall. Where's he at? Paris Johnson. Right there. Dang. They're going, wow. And I mean, really, is he going to pick Paris Johnson over Peter Skoronsky? I guess. So Well, maybe I guess that's just what he thinks that someone else is going to get him. Maybe thinks that which is really interesting. So I don't know. I guess he likes him over. That's a really interesting choice. I mean, that's a very Bears choice, I think, to jump over the number 1 rated according to PFF, of course. Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting to me that he would do that, or he would want to do that. So, yeah, let's take a look at that a little bit more. Paris Johnson, why would he pick him over the other one? So, he's 6'6", dang, 313 pounds. He's a junior, so he's younger. Dog, he's an absolute dog. Dang, where he wins. Okay, all right, so that's pretty solid. Yeah, okay, so 6'6", 313. He's a left tackle. Okay, so maybe that's why. Maybe because he was saying that they needed a left tackle as opposed to, who is this guy? A right tackle? Skronoski, so he's a little bit shorter than the other guy, but he's still, same weight, so he's a dog as well. Got big old arms. He's see, I kind of like, I don't know, I like him better because he's a versatile O-line, because he can go either side, just to get him going. So I don't know. Well, that it is what it is. Okay, good for them. All right, let's see. What do you guys think about that one? Of Paris Johnson versus Skoronski. So, yeah, because what does Willie say here? As long as the Chargers draft or through free agency strong offensive lineman, interior defense lineman, an edge pass rusher, tight end, plus Xander Horvath in the backfield. And that's the truth too. Is that like some of our biggest needs, obviously, in this draft are, I feel like, we have to fix our run game, and that could be the line, and it could be, or it was 3 things I feel like that made our run game suck. It could be our line, and it could be that that Austin Eckler tried to avoid too many hits, and he was more hesitant on stuff. But then the other thing is obviously the play calling, and we fixed that 100%. We fixed the play calling, and if you look at the stats, Kellen Moore did a lot better with the freaking Cowboys running game. So I think we're pretty set and good to go there. So that's pretty sweet. So cool. All right, so let's take a look. Who's next? Okay, Eagles are next. Let me know what you guys think though about the Bears picking Paris Johnson over Skoronski. I think it's an interesting choice, but I think you know what? It's a very, very much a Bears choice there because of jumping over somebody who's typical on that, or the Bears typically always do that. So let's see. Now let's go into Eagles. Eagles mock draft 2023. Who are they gonna get? All right, so let's find another channel to see who we can find. NFL and CBS don't want that. C4 Insane Eagles mock draft. I think is that an Eagles? Yeah, that guy's an Eagles guy. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Wow, he's got a huge subscriber base. Oh, let's go. Good for him, dude. Stoked. Love to see that. I'm gonna subscribe as well. So he might be doing more than just Eagles. But all right, let's see what he's got. We're not going all 7 rounds. We're just doing the first. I want to see what he says. Okay. Yeah, come on. We ain't got all day. Okay, so he's up. Do not trade, please. Do not trade. Wait, he said he wants to. He wants to. No. Come on, please don't trade. Please don't trade. I don't want to trade. No trades. No trades. Ooh. Ah, don't. Don't. Ah, dang it. Okay, I can't use you. All right, so what's next? Okay, trying to find Hail Mary Sports. I think this everything. Oh, here we go. This is let's go into a YouTube short, I guess. Or you know what? Let's just do this. I like these ones a lot too. Like they're pretty good. I guess we already kind of broke that rule. Eagles now. I already subscribed to them. I don't care about the intro. Let's go into it. Oh, so they're saying Nolan Smith right away. Holy smokes. All right. I like that. Dang. There's a lot of edge rushers right away. At least I think it's Nolan Smith here. So sorry, I was actually trying to kind of screen these things a little bit before pulling them into the thing.
Without further ado, the ESPN full 7-round mock
HH4,
draft.
absolutely. Yep.
Jordan Reed has Nolan Smith heading to the Birds at number 10 overall.
Dang.
He did take an official visit to Philadelphia in the pre-draft process.
I don't know about
it's
that.
It's obviously pretty telling because that means that the Eagles have interest, and Nolan Smith is probably happy about the idea as well. A freakish athlete who really did a great job at the NFL Scouting Combine. Coming out of high school, a recruit who everybody was salivating over, and his college career didn't really live up to those lofty expectations.
Yeah, they were really jumping around.
Some concerns here, ran into some injury issues, but my goodness, when you watch this guy move, short burst on the 10-yard shuttle, on the 40-yard dash, his overall strength, he has special ability playing in a Georgia defense that obviously has a lot of pro concepts. In 2021, 53 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles to go along with 1 interception. And then in 2022, he went from 12 games played.
It's so wild to me how some of these people are like jumping around so much. But I think that's kind of like that's a little bit more how the draft typically goes. You know, like I mean, these boards that we fans use
a little bit of a concern.
Never are
can the Eagles pass
the top
up on a
ones.
guy
Like, they're not
who
like
is really making
fully
it
accurate.
happen
You know,
from Indianapolis at the Scouting Combine? It's going to be tough. And he could go number 10. He could go earlier if teams fall in love with the athletic physical profile because this guy is freaky. Jordan Reed on Smith to Philly saying this, Philadelphia general manager Howie Roseman has been strategic with how he attacks positions in round 1, anticipating
a lot of people are saying that Bijan Robinson could also go to the Eagles.
He has poured resources into the defensive line to supplement
actually,
the
when
veterans
was this
on the roster.
video released?
Drafting Smith
3 weeks
would be
ago. Oh
another
shoot,
strategic
maybe that's
move,
why.
As
This could be old information,
to a player
but
the
I
Eagles
don't know. Let's see how it
have
goes.
already in Hassan Reddick. Smith is an explosive outside linebacker who can rush standing up or with his hands in the ground. He would be an addition that fits the mold.
I think if I do this next time, I'm probably going to
a player who has
do
some
all this
stand-up
work
edge rusher, outside
beforehand,
linebacker, or a
so that
guy
way I can
who
move
put his
things
hand
along
in the dirt
faster.
as well. At number 30, this is a player who we've talked about a lot.
Okay,
here
well,
on
I
the
guess we
show,
can.
But
I guess we can get that in there right now. So we know his 30th pick is Brian Reese. Okay, so that's what we can hope for. Let's see what happens on that. So okay, so the pick is in. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I did click on it, but yeah, Nolan Smith for the Eagles. That's crazy to me. Because like they jumped so many other players. But I do know I think he's amazing, and honestly, he would be my pick for the Chargers at 21 if we're going for a edge rusher, because that would be a huge thing for us. Because obviously, like I mean, I've said it before on our other show, I kind of want to make money moves with the Chargers on this draft because and that's why I think our top 2 priorities are wide receiver and edge rusher, because we have 2 fairly old edge rushers that are getting paid a lot of money. And obviously one of them is very injury prone. One's older. And I'm like, we need to get better at that position as fast as possible, and take away some of our salary cap issues. And the same goes literally on the other side of the ball with the wide receivers. We have an older wide receiver and an injury prone wide receiver that are getting paid a lot of money. So what are we gonna do? That's what I feel like. I think it needs to be a money move, and it sucks because this is a business and these people are players, and I love them to death. I love Mike Williams. I love Keenan Allen. I love Joey Bosa. I love Khalil Mack. I want them to keep playing. But hey, it's a business, and I don't want to see them get hurt and further damage their lives or whatever in some way. So anyways, okay. So Nolan Smith to the Eagles, pick 10. Let me know what you guys think about that one, and we'll keep going. Yeah, and you're right, HH4. The Bolts could use all the help in all the positions, and that's true. We have a lot of positions of need this year, but like I said too, is like my 2 biggest positions of need in my head are the edge and wide receiver position, but then also running back, offensive line position, because one of those 2 factors could have been an issue with us with the our run game being so terrible this year. And that's kind of why I am a little high now on what's his name, the center, interior offensive lineman. So I don't know, because look, Corey Linsley's getting older, but he's such a huge factor for the team, and like when he's out, we're in trouble. Obviously, as we all know. Safety, slot, corner, all huge roles. Actually, you're so right. Yeah. Why aren't we re-signing Bryce Callahan? Please, we want him back. He was so good, and he knows Staley's freaking system so well. Like, I want him back. So, all right. So let's dive in. Let's go find the Titans now. So let's see what the Titans got. What do the fans say about the Titans? Sports Fan Entertainment. That looks more like a kind of a network type thing. Titans Today by Chat Sports. Okay, so it's the same group there. Jay Kreck, 81 subscribers. We want to find someone that has at least 1,000, I guess. Real Friends in Football. We found out that he's more than just he's like an all NFL thing. I want to find Titans specific people. Mock Draft Guy. Obviously, they do all other teams as well. So Tej, he does all teams as well. Yo Boy Pizza. Oh man, by the way, if you guys haven't seen his content, man, I highly recommend it. He's really funny. I kind of consider him like maybe like the Mr. Beast of the NFL right now, and like I'm really peanut butter and jealous right there. Here we go. Titan Upload Network. This one looks good. Okay, and it was 1 month ago. Let's see if he has another one that's closer. Draft Brains Power 5 fits for the Titans. Okay, so like that. That was 4 days ago. Let's see videos. Will Levis, all the hype for the real deal. A lot of people talking about him right now. Does he have a mock draft one? Specifically mock draft. Past live. Oh, live first round NFL mock draft with Corey. Okay, 2 days ago. Perfect. This is the one. Okay. All right. Yeah, so as far as safety, this is intro stuff. Okay, let's see if I can skip ahead a little bit. My computer is definitely slowing down. Doing a lot going on right now.
Just came flying in from Franklin, and boy, are my arms tired.
So I don't know how long you've been down there, but in the green room,
I can't even really get good.
We are
picture
doing. I think I told you this before. We're gonna.
What's up, original one? How you doing?
GM of every single team tonight.
Yes, Los
Quick
Angeles
question.
Battle Chargers.
Are we picking like we think
charge?
they'll pick, or are we picking how we think they should pick?
I think
okay, wait.
That's a good question, man.
Are we predicting or are we picking?
Yeah.
Picking.
Okay.
Yeah, so
about what they might do.
Okay,
because
let's see
it's
what
the
they do.
Texans. I mean, who the hell knows? But you know,
that relieves the stress on me having to make a move at 3. So I was talking about that.
Okay, so wait, they're actually doing a full mock draft with everything. So I think that's kind of cool. It's fine, but he is totally a Titans guy.
Yeah,
so
with that pick.
All right.
All right, let's roll with Tyree then for.
Okay.
They've got 2 really good ones, so I don't know how badly they need that.
Yeah, I think the
Eagles. Okay.
Further down,
Okay,
like
here
a
we go.
Darnell
Ferrer as well on the right.
I have tried to have.
And Carthon, Mike Vrabel are on the clock.
Oh, so they said Bijan
What are we
for
gonna do
Eagles.
here?
Okay.
For me,
And
Mike
Skronky-
Vrabel's going to be
Skronky.
happy either way, because for me, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba, or it's Paris Johnson.
Paris Johnson or Jackson
Both
Smith.
of them
Okay.
are
Let's see what they pick.
impact players for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm not going to.
Yeah, original one. Oh man, I'm gonna be there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to be there as well. So I'd love to see you there. That'd be great. Let's hang out, man.
Wrong, but
let's cheers, man.
This team has seen too many first-round picks not contribute in the last 3 to 4 years, and that cannot happen again. They have to have a guy who is going to be an impact player. This is in our sports office. This is the conversation I have tried to have. You have a good offensive lineman, like a Taylor Lewan was, and it is excellent for your football team. I mean, because when Taylor was in his prime, he blocked Khalil Mack one-on-one.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Bullfam's amazing.
Just did his thing, and you were good. But A.J. Brown won football games for you. You're playing the San Francisco 49ers on, was it Thursday Night Football?
Come on.
Back,
Skip ahead a little bit.
offense, 140 yards. And I know he comes off a soft tissue injury, which is terrible. I'm fine.
In this particular situation, I agree. I think it's Smith and Jigba or Paris Johnson. It's gonna. I think it'll depend
Jigba
on
or
how
Paris
much they
Johnson.
believe
Okay,
in Andre
we already know
Dillard
Paris Johnson
and
got
how much
picked
really
in
they
our
believe in Nicholas
draft.
Ferrer as well on the right side, who really is still a question mark. I think NPF is going to be okay. I'm good with going with a wide receiver here in Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think he's the best guy, and I think
they're jumping ahead too.
I would consider at 11.
2 other things.
Yeah, they don't want Quentin Johnson. I think he's the number 1 ranked.
You don't pick him.
Wide receiver in the draft, and they don't want him.
And then the number 2 thing is, I think the best play is trading down. If
no, it is not.
Partner to trade down.
No trades.
That's
we're doing
if I could
this
add
all
an
right
extra
now.
Second or third round pick or more. I would want to do that if I were the Titans, because I think there are players further down, like a Darnell Wright, that if you could get at 16 or something would be great. But if we're picking at 11, JSN.
Yeah, I think we got to go him, man. Just because of the dire need at wide receiver.
The pick is in.
I mean, they have Dillard.
Okay, they've kind of talked at length about him, so let's just keep this thing moving. The pick is in. That's wild to me that people are jumping. People are jumping a lot. I mean, Anthony Richardson's still on the board. Peter Skronsky, Quentin Johnson's still on the board. Jackson Smith is what they wanted. Holy smokes. Okay, well, let's just go. Let's just go with it. All right, sounds good. Okay. So I didn't realize that the Texans have another pick here. For the sake of time, because I know that they're pretty concise on it. Let's go to the other one of the chat sports groups to do this one, because they seem to actually they get straight into it. I like that. Cool. All right, so the pick is in. They wanted Jackson Smith and Njigba. And I really like him, actually. I was hoping that maybe he would be available for the Chargers at 21. What do you guys think, though, about the Titans picking him up as opposed? I mean, obviously, the PFF says that they need either a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. I think Njigba is, I mean, obviously he had a short season because he got injured and stuff, and so that's kind of like a knock against him with a lot of teams. And so that's why I'm kind of shook that he went ahead of Will Anderson as well. And that's really interesting to me. But he's got the good height, 6 foot, 196 pounds. I like that. So, and I know he's supposed to be fast. Does this thing have his? Oh well, I'm not paying for PFF anymore because like I don't really enjoy their stats anymore. Like I feel kind of biased towards it. So, yeah. So we'll just kind of, so let me know what you guys think. JSN to the Titans, is that a good choice? I mean, I think they probably could have picked someone better. So that's interesting to me to see them pick that. So let's go back to Texans mock draft. Let's see what they got here. I don't want that one. The franchise guy, 18 hours ago. Okay, here's a good one. I like. Oh, is he specific to the Titans though? I don't know. I don't know if he is or not. I don't think he is. I doubt he is a specific Titans guy. Let's see. 4. We found out he was not. He traded, didn't he? Let's see. NFL and CBS draft season. There's a couple of shorts up in here. Like, okay. Oh, that's NFL draft. NFL unemployed. Yeah. So there's another one from those guys. They're freaking awesome. From Yo Boy Pizza. Let's just go up. All right. I saw that one here. Let's see what he says about the number 2 pick. I think that's probably the best option. Couch Potato General Manager. Let's do that one. Here you go. Okay. Robert. Yeah. No, I'm yeah, here you go.
We're really busy in free agency. Now we're going to turn our attention to the draft. All right. And we're not going to really preface this. I'll just get our ticker going so that folks can see what we did in free agency.
He's doing a full thing.
One's a bigger player, and the other's a little smaller.
Right, so they ended up getting lucky and having Bryce Young at number 2, so that's good. Oh, there it is.
Jordan Addison, it is.
Come on, man, what you doing? We think he can play outside versus Addison, who can play outside. You're going with the sure thing.
So that's the only determining factor for you.
Right.
What else? What else is there?
Messi's on the roster. Messi's gonna be healthy. Messi's not playing on the outside.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Jordan
Addison, it is.
Come on, man, what you doing? Come on.
I gotta create
Jordan Addison.
bro. Jake, the Packers got JSN. I know Jake loving it. Although it's not the Packers' MO draft.
Okay, so they're saying that Jordan Addison. Okay, so pick is in. Let's see. Bum. I don't think he's available in our draft anymore. So let's see. Jordan Addison. Let's take a look. All right. Jordan Addison. Addison. Anton Harrison. No, they did. Dang, see, they're jumping. These guys are all jumping around, dude. I honestly think that we are going to have, at least in this draft, we are going to have Bijan available. So it's going to be wild. Oh, man, they're jumping around. Like, look, holy smokes. Look, if Quentin Johnson's available still for us because of all these people, like, not picking him, I mean, do we really want Bijan at that point? I mean, number 1 wide receiver, secure our future even more. I mean, come on. I don't know. That's wild to me. What do you guys think about that pick, man? Like, dude, the Texans, like, a lot of these people are making really bad moves, I think. I don't know. I'm going to get a second. Oh, shoot, it's too late. I should have gotten a second opinion on that, but that's all right. Okay. Jordan Addison, man. 5'11" receiver, 173 pounds. He's short and he's light. I mean, I guess he can run. He can run fast. He could be a deep ball guy. And that's just crazy. You know, he's got some good route runnings. Shoot, I don't know. And he's a higher end number 2 as opposed to, you want a number 1. You want a number 1 in the first round, baby. So I don't know. Not necessarily a fan of that pick for them. So, well, what do you guys think about that? Jordan Addison to the Texans for their second pick. Robert Sumo says, if Bijan is not available at 21, I'd like them to grab a tight end, wide receiver, defensive back, or edge. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Yeah, for me personally, I think our priorities is like I mentioned it before. I go wide receiver, edge, as our top priority. 2 priority would be running back, and 3 priority would be defensive line, interior, potentially, something like that. Because like obviously our run game was atrocious, and our run defense was atrocious. But also we're getting into a money pit with our wide receiver and edge positions. So that's kind of my philosophy that I have. Okay, so let's see what else we got here going on. Okay, so Jets. Let's look at the Jets. So let me know what you guys think about Will Anderson. I'm actually curious to see what you guys are saying about that one. Let's go into the Jets now. Let's see. Jets Central. Oh, that one looks perfect. And it was 2 days ago, full 7 round. I'm not doing all full 7. I just wanted to see what they do first. And please don't do any trades because I don't want any trades in this thing. Did I subscribe? I'm going to subscribe. Hey, I like it. It's good. It's a good intro. I like that. Good logo. Dig it. Come on. That's pretty innocent. So how you guys doing?
I'm pumped up, and I cannot wait to see which prospects you guys have your eyes on down below in the comment section. So please let me know, especially with the 13th overall pick. I know the Jets can go in a bunch of different ways here.
13th overall is good.
I really feel like it's locked into like 3-4 prospects. And then, by the way, quick little disclaimer, I guess. And I can't believe we're even saying this. Like, if you were to ask me like 2 months ago, I would have said, yeah, this would have been handled by now. But Aaron Rodgers is still a member of the Green Bay Packers. We don't know exactly what the trade is going to look like. So as of right now, the Jets have 6 picks in 2023, 1 first at 13, 2 seconds at 42 and 43 back to back. No 140 time. Let's jump right in with the first prospect here. I got to go with Paris Johnson, tackle from Ohio State at spot number 13. At 6'6", 310, 315, Paris Johnson is a great pass protector. Okay, in fact, he's actually visiting with the New York Jets.
So he's actually the number 2. Okay,
this is a guy who's really athletic.
So I think here's the thought process here then, because he's not available in our draft because he was picked already. For some reason, like the other team, the Bears jumped and picked him. So I think if that's what his thinking is, then we need to pick the other guy, Skoronski. So maybe let's see if he says something.
Size, he can pull well. He can get to the second level. Johnson's coming from Ohio State, and we take a look at the offensive blocking scheme that Ohio State runs. Does it translate to what the New York Jets want to do on their offensive line? The answer is yes, 1,000%. It requires guys to explode off the ball, move well in space, not get caught in quicksand here. And Johnson doesn't really have any of those qualities. I mean, he was a first-team All-Big Ten player for a reason. He allowed 2 sacks in 800 snaps. And on top of it all, this is also a player who's had success at right guard. So not only has he just played tackle and guard, 2 separate positions, but he's also played on 2 sides of the center, 2 sides of the offensive line, left and right. So I think from top to bottom, Paris Johnson just checks a ton of boxes. To me, he's a pretty safe player. And when I'm looking at the Jets offensive line, we have a lot of guys coming back from injury, right? Mekhi Becton.
Okay, so I also think then for the fact is he's picking Paris Johnson here because he does not believe that Skoronski is going to be available for them at 13. So I think that's what I am going to say. Is going to be his pick.
Essentially,
again,
2 seasons missed back-to-back due to injury. Dwayne Brown is coming. Number 1, Dwayne Brown is in his late 30s, and he was dealing with a shoulder last season. Max Mitchell dealt with blood clots and missed a ton of time. So, George Fant's a free agent. Yes, they did bring back Cedric Abwehi, but at the end of the day, Paris Johnson to me is a plug-and-play guy for what the Jets want to do. And if he's there with the 13th overall pick, I think this is my, realistically speaking, right, my number one choice, assuming like some, top 3, top 5 prospect doesn't fall to the Jets at 13. But, again, realistically speaking, I think Paris Johnson is the best fit. Now, you can make an argument for Broderick Jones. You can make an argument for Darnell Wright, who's becoming one of my favorite players in the draft, just what he can do at right tackle. Peter Skoronski, if he falls, there is some talk that, hey, 9 to Chicago makes a ton of sense. Tennessee also makes a ton of sense. They're completely revamping their offensive line. So does Skoronski fall to the Jets? I'm not sure, but there's a chance. There's, a definite possibility there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
sure
at the end of the day,
here.
I'm rolling with Paris Johnson. Okay, so next up, round 2 pick.
All right, so pick is in. Boom. Okay, let's do it. So it's confirmed, like I said, because Skoronski fell to the Jets at this point, it's a no-brainer for them that they have to go with Skoronski. Now, I think that's actually a smart choice, and I think the Bears really missed the boat here because Skoronski is pretty much the exact same size. He's got, and he's a little bit more versatile on it. But he's obviously just a left tackle in a lot of ways because, but hey, the truth is though too, like any of these college players, they don't put him as a left tackle here in college, and so that's something that a lot of people I think are kind of sleeping on a little bit. And they say tackle from the college days to here, because he can easily go right tackle, because he even though he played left tackle in college, does not mean that he's only going to be a left tackle for the NFL, because it's a different ball game and they can train him to do right side. And, he's early enough in his career that he can actually literally just learn all that stuff and be totally fine. So Peter Skoronski, I think that's a steal, absolute steal for the Jets at 13. So I think they did, the Bears did a bad move in a lot of ways. So let me know what you guys think. So let's see. Let's see. What do you say here? Good. Yeah, exactly. Original one. I think it's a total good pick for the Jets. 100%. So, yeah. So here you go. It's protect the franchise quarterback. But that's just it too. On our board too, we have Anthony Richardson available. Well, of course, the Jets are going to pick up potentially Aaron Rodgers. And that deal is still being made, so I don't know what's going to happen. But they even have Anthony Richardson still on the board and Quentin Johnson on the board. So if they got freaking Aaron Rodgers and then they got Quentin Johnson to give him a weapon immediately, I think that would actually be an amazing choice too. But you have an older quarterback, so you need to make sure you find someone to protect him right away too. So in some way to give them more security, I think that's actually a better choice, to give them protection, because Aaron Rodgers, he's going to find people. He's going to find people open, and they're going to make it. So, yeah. Then we got another comment from Robert here. What's going on here? For a quarterback with Herbert's arm, they would be wise to grab a bigger body wide receiver. We don't know if Keenan will be around after this season, and Mike can't seem to play a full season staying healthy. Yeah, you're seeing, and that's exactly part of my points as well. It's like why we need to go wide receiver or of this season, so because man, like I'm telling you, if Quentin Johnson's available, we got to go him. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, so let's see what happens here, and I think it will, because I don't think a lot of people are going to say that Quentin Johnson is going to be available in this draft at this point. It's like I really don't think. I don't understand why he got passed on for JSN and Jordan Addison already. Of course, this is a draft that also, they are obviously predicting other things happening. So I don't know. It's maybe this is kind of a interesting experiment. So I don't know. So we'll see. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely been loaded. All right. We just might see them in the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. So, okay. So let's go to the next person. People up. It's the Patriots. Let's ride. Let's go. Let's see what they got. Patriots. So there's another thing going on with the Patriots too. Is that like I think they were talking about having some trade bait for Mac Jones out there. So I think that's pretty interesting to hear about. That they got this whole situation there. Like they're trying to throw him out. Okay, this one looks like a good one. Patriots Global. It was done 9 days ago. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. Oh, it says with trades. Please don't give me trades. I don't want to trade first round.
Pats Nation, you guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video. And in this one, by the title, you can tell I'm coming out with my second mock draft of the year. And yeah, I know it's April. We're like 2 weeks away from the draft. And I'm like just dropping my second mock draft now. It's a crime, but unfortunately,
come on, keep it going.
Unfortunately, I've had every sickness.
He's got like one of those
that has crossed the land,
filters on. It's giving that glow.
Whatever the heck I am, because I can't tell you guys. But with that being said, we are coming back with another mock draft. We have a lot of mock drafts coming towards you guys. I'm going to react to some mock drafts in upcoming videos.
Skip.
Before I didn't get a whole lot of feedback on it. Do you guys like when you still see me on the screen, or would you rather have full screen of the mock draft?
I don't really care, dude.
So you guys can see the entirety of what.
Let's skip ahead.
I still feel like that's a little bit high.
Okay, here you go.
Johnson off the board, Jackson Smith and Njigba off the board, Witherspoon and Joey Porter goes right before to the Jets. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. They already have a really good tandem at corner, but maybe there's a world in which they just want to have a crazy secondary. I don't really understand that last pick.
Yeah.
But kind of looking here at who's available for the Patriots.
Okay. So they got some people
Peter
there.
Skoronski, the tackle, I think that would make a lot of sense for the Patriots.
Mhm.
Not in terms of like he's a guy I love. Between is he a guard, is he a tackle? But he's the most technical, sound offensive
let's see what
tackle
he's-
and maybe offensive lineman in its entire class. So would not surprise me if the Patriots went with him. I'm not a fan of Quentin Johnston. Let's just not go down the N'Keal Harry road again. I think
people
there's a
hating
world
on
in
him.
which Kalijah Kancey could be a guy that they're interested in. And then you have, Deontay Banks and Brian Branch here, Darnell Wright. Not really guys that you need to pick here at 14, but there's something I want to explore. In fact, do we have Zay Flowers? So Zay Flowers is still on the board. Jordan Addison's still on the board. And Emmanuel Forbes, who the Patriots really like.
If they pick Zay Flowers, I'll be so pissed. Come on.
I'm going to trade down. But
No,
it's not
don't
gonna be
dang it.
for
I
what
can't
you
use
think.
it. No trade.
We've heard
No trades. Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. Let's find somebody else then. No trades. No trades. Okay, here's Chat Sports. Let's go to them. I think they're our solid backup plan. For any time that a fan does a trade scenario or something like that. So come on, load this up. Yeah, you know what? I don't think Bill Belichick will retire anytime soon.
Kuiper Jr. in Todd McShay. 3 rounds. All the Patriots
Okay,
picks.
so apparently
will react
Chat
to
Sports
them
guys
and show you
they do more
what
than
Mel
just
and Todd shows for your New England Patriots
one
coming up in
specific
just a
show
few
channel.
moments
So maybe
from
Locked
now.
On is a little
Before
bit
we
better.
get to that, though, this week we are going to do a sub battle in true Chat Sports fashion to take on some of our fellow AFC rivals here on Patriots Today. Dolphins today in the division.
Hey,
Will
okay.
Scott and company, they're off to a good start this week with 40 news for New
Get
England,
ahead.
of who Mel and Todd selected for the Patriots, and give you our thoughts and show you what they had to say about these picks. Now, I'll say this much. The way the draft ended up working out, Todd McShay actually ended up making all 3 picks for the New England Patriots. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the first pick of the draft for New England at 14 overall. ESPN projects the Patriots selecting Ohio State offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. with these
Okay,
selections.
well, that's not
I gotta
possible
tell
here.
you, Paris Johnson Jr., one of the top tackles in this draft. We've seen several mock drafts. Smart pick. Patriots coach Bill Belichick loves.
Okay, so they can't. That's not possible here, and I don't see them wanting to go all the way down to Darnell Wright. But let's see if he says something about
2
it.
tight end sets. And Kincaid would be great with Hunter Henry. But quarterback Mac Jones also needs protection after struggles under pressure last season. And Johnson has the size, power, and awareness to hold down the left
Usually
tackle.
they give me
Johnson
targets. I
also
want the
is
targets.
versatile enough to play elsewhere along the line, while Trent Brown is under contract. The numbers this past year for Paris Johnson Jr. Include 2 sacks allowed,
Let's see what the chat
no
says.
hits on the quarterback, 12 hurries, a run grade of 80.9
Be happy with all 3 of those picks.
to go along with the rest of his
Great new
solid
starting.
run grades from PFF. His grades overall, which was an 83, and a pass block grade, pretty good too, at 78.0. So not bad.
No, okay, so that's not gonna help us. This was 3 days ago. So okay, so smaller YouTube channel. Let's see what they got. Pat Patriot Football. Nice. Skronksky. Man, he's really hoping that he's going to be available. Yeah, okay, so that's not available either. Yeah, so dang it. Okay, so that's not available. So we're getting to the point where it's just getting really muddy, I feel like, because all these picks are not going to be available now. Because they're wanting to do a little bit more stuff. Championship round, Patriots mock draft. Okay, let's look at this one. Let's see if he's got someone that's realistic.
Okay, and welcome back to Draft Brothers. We are going to do a 3-round mock draft for the New England Patriots, and joining us is Andrew.
Okay, here you go. Just jump into it. Draft Brothers championship round. Okay, I like that. Sounds good. Quentin Johnson could be.
I thought.
I agree.
100% we'd be getting Joey Porter Jr. there, right?
One pick before.
They do got Quentin Johnson here. Let's see
and
what
the other.
says.
So I like Paris Johnson as the tackle. Scroll back.
He's not
up.
available.
Did anybody else go from that group? Yeah, Gonzalez is a guy that he's kind of an auto draft there. All right, let's see what's on the board here. Because we talked about it in the other video. If you guys haven't seen that one yet, I'd go check it out with the rumors and stuff. I want them to take a big cornerback. Deontay Banks is like 6. I think he's like 6 foot, but he's not like Joey Porter Jr. 6'2". That was the guy I liked. So we might have to
197.
We're gonna have to pivot here, boys. I had to.
So,
yeah, but this is how it goes in the real draft. Your guys go. So I liked corner. I don't want to take Dalton Kincaid there just because I do like Dalton Kincaid, but I think you can get.
Let's see what they say.
You're not getting enough value out of monetary value. I think you need to take high value picks in the first round, guys that the contracts are huge for these guys, like defense, like tackles, corners, wide receivers. There is a tackle that I like. Another one is Broderick Jones. Any available still, or is he gone?
I think he's still. No, he's right there. He is right there.
Might be a little bit of a reach, but this guy, I feel like
too
he
much
has
of a
such
reach.
a crazy ceiling. I look at what the
don't do it. Please don't do it.
Johnson, but
we don't need another one.
Like the way that
Brian
the
Branch would be
49ers
amazing
use
at
Trent
21,
Williams,
right?
where he's like out doing crazy stuff. Like he's running out in front of sweeps. They have him going in motion and playing fullback. I think this guy, Broderick Jones, could be that type of a guy with that type of ceiling. And as far as tackles go, it's a fun pick. So I'll reach a little bit, take Broderick Jones. I doubt that the formula here is going to like that pick.
Don't.
But, I like him. I like him. Honestly, if Christian Gonzalez, Joey Porter, Paris Johnson, those guys are all gone, this is what I like.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I think
the
cornerback is probably what
Patriots fans are screaming, especially the Boston College ones are screaming for Zay Flowers here, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. So I'm sorry. Tell me in the comments why we should draft Zay Flowers.
There you go. Broderick Jones, he's got like guard quickness for a tackle. So, I mean, that's like you were just talking about. So that's a good pick. I like it.
Exactly. And the Patriots took a guy, Riley, they didn't take him, but they just added Riley Reif, who there were comments from him where when he was with the Vikings, he said, I'll play guard. If you want me to, I'll play tackle if you want me to. Obviously, the Vikings and the Bengals had him play tackle, but hey, these guys will have a little competition. One of them plays guard, one of them plays tackle.
There you
Fine.
go.
Fine. Let's do it.
Let's do Broderick Jones. There he is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Why? What?
Pick 46.
Awesome. Wow, Hendon Hooker.
Why? Why? Everyone's going down further. They think, oh my gosh, Broderick Jones. Dude, why? The pick. Freaking A. Oh my gosh. These guys are smoking. Okay, Broderick Jones. At tackle. Okay, another tackle. So there's Anton Harrison available. There's Darnell White available, like overall, but they're jumping ahead even more. Okay, well, geez, this is an incredible, crazy draft here. Oh my gosh! All right, well, hey, that's what they like. That's what they get. So, okay, yeah. So he's pretty solid in a lot of ways. So he did play a little bit of right tackle in 2020, which is good to see, and a little bit in 2021. So maybe there's some versatility there. 6'5", 311 pounds, so he's good. So he was wow, so he's younger and stuff. So okay, interesting that the Patriots would go tackle to protect Mac Jones or another potential future quarterback there. There's a lot of Georgia boys that kind of went a little earlier, wasn't there? I think in this one, no, actually he was the first Georgia boy that went. Oh no, Jalen Carter. Yeah, so okay, cool. Wow, that's really interesting. So obviously, like here's the problem too. Like in their mock, they had other people that went ahead of them, and so that is going to determine a lot of things. I don't think Broderick Jones is really the choice for them either, because there's more people that they could have gotten at that point. But yeah. It's so freaking wild. Like I know, Robert, like what is going on here? It's like these people are picking like crazy stuff. They're like jumping ahead of so many people. I mean, look at the people that we have on the board still. Like like look at this. Like of course, like who they got available is different. I mean, no one has picked a cornerback yet. So I think Christian Gonzalez would be a solid pick for them here. I don't know. I mean, everyone's been picking tackles this whole time, so I think this is smoking. This is crazy talk. Crazy. Absolute crazy. Yeah, and you're right, Bijan. Like right now at this point, Bijan is going to be available at 21. Like that's 100% is going to happen. But it's like I said, like I mean, some of our picks or our options are, like we have a lot of availability, I think, coming up. So, all right, well, let's see what's going on next. The Packers are next. Let's see what they got. Okay, so let me see if I can find a Packers channel. All right, here. Borowski Productions. 31,000. Okay, so all right, this one looks good. It was 2 days ago, so this is perfect straight away. Let's pull them up here. Borowski Productions, Green Bay Packers.
All right, everyone, you know what time it is. It is time for yet.
Yeah, he's definitely a fan. Oh, he's even got a Grogu in the back. That's dope. I like it.
Another Green Bay Packers 7-round mock.
We're only going the first, so it's okay. Let's see. Please do not trade. If you trade, I'm going to be pissed.
Exactly 1 week away from the start of the NFL draft. So we have this mock draft and then one next week on Wednesday. Then we are finally at the actual NFL draft.
I think they got to go quarterback.
Really fun mock season.
Obviously, we know
mock drafts every single week and just learning about all the prospects
and
the thought of each and every one of those prospects wearing the green and gold in future seasons. It's been a fun ride. I'm super excited for this upcoming draft, not only because I'm excited for every draft, but because we still have yet to see what an Aaron.
Okay, we know.
Video to support the channel. All right, so without further ado, let's bring up the draft screen. I already have the trade set up here. The only difference from last week is I'm swapping 143 and 170 just to get a little bit more value there. With the Titans supposedly
So
coming
they're
into the
doing their
conversation,
draft scenario
I'm
for
sure
Aaron
the Packers
Rodgers.
could end up getting more compensation from the Jets. They could finally pony up and give the Packers what they want, because
So
it seems like there's still kind of a
that's just
disconnect
a
there.
pre-draft
What that
thing.
is, I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to add a little bit more value there. Just moving up, what is that, 27 spots there. We're still getting 42
I like that,
and
Francesco.
112 and a first round next year. Whether that's conditional or not, I'm not sure. And then we're giving up, like I said, that 170 and Aaron Rodgers off that trade. It is accepted. Let's get into the draft. All right, so let's quickly go over all the picks up until our selection at pick 15. Bryce Young at number 1. That seems the consensus. I feel like that's
I don't care.
8. Devin that the Packers, necessarily could use. He doesn't since here. Not a receiver. I 14 of the Patriots. So we're on the board.
Okay,
at
so
15.
now they're on the clock. Kalijah Kancey's not
Not a
available.
receiver I really like. I know some people really like him. It's just he has too many issues for me, and for his size, he doesn't play like that. For being 6'3", 6'4", 208,
You can always
he's
learn.
that prototypical outside X wide receiver that the Packers, necessarily could use. But even though the talent he has, he still only cracked 1,000 yards once in 14 games.
Yeah,
this
I
season.
think
Only 600
Kincaid
yards
to the
year before
Packers
and
could be
47
a really
the year
solid
before
choice
that.
for sure.
And being that big-bodied receiver, you'd expect
see
him
what
to
they
have more than
say.
6 touchdowns as his high in a season. He has drop issues as he's here, 11.8%. It's just not my favorite receiver. I feel like there's other receivers I like even over him.
Who do you want?
For the number 2 spot, maybe even a Zay Flowers, which I don't see the Packers going after, even a Jalen Hyatt. So I'm going to pass on Quentin Johnson here in this mock. We have Kalijah Kancey, Kincaid, Banks, Branch.
We'll get there
Joey Porter,
as soon as we
Darnell Wright, Brian
get
Bridges,
to it.
Nolan Smith, and Miles Murphy. So
We got a couple more picks. We're basically just doing an actual draft, essentially, like this with all the other
thing.
Influencers as their GMs.
What's going to happen with the Green Bay
But
Packers.
we'll get to 21.
Because Van Ness is going to be off the board.
Like I said,
and JSN, they're all going to be taken before 15. And the
I
Packers
have
are gonna maybe try to move back a little bit and gain more value in those middle rounds. Which I'm all for.
We've talked about it
There's a
before in
lot of
some other
talent in the
videos as well.
20s to the early second round, so I'm totally okay with them moving back and maybe picking up another one of those players. So we're going to go ahead and see what a trade would look like.
No
trade. So the trade I'm going to set up is moving back to 21. In previous mocks, I've kind of moved back into
they're
that
trying to trade with us.
26 range, which a lot of the time makes you miss out on either Miles Murphy or Nolan Smith or some of the other guys. So I'm going to try to move back to 21, so only 6 spots here.
Oh, okay.
And we would be picking up pick 54 with 21, giving them 15, 143, and 235. It's pretty close on the NFL trade value chart.
Is that going to
So
work?
we're going to go ahead and offer this trade to the Los Angeles Chargers. It is going to be accepted. We move from 15 to 21. Let's go through the rest of the pick.
What do you guys think? Should we take that trade? So we're going to get 15, 143, and 235. I don't know. So to be honest, too, we actually have options to get more trades because of or more picks because of Austin Eckler. Some of me and the brothers have been kind of thinking about that a little bit more. And like I don't want to do a trade personally because for the sake of this video, because I want to know what he's going to pick at 15. But I do kind of like that. What do you guys in the chat say about doing this trade? Because we could just do this trade right now, and we're not going to end the video because I want to keep going and I want to just get a realistic idea of that thing. Yeah, take it and grab Bijan, spoil the Eagles off season. Well, they already had their 10 pick and they didn't take him in one of the other ones. But yeah, I mean, if this was a scenario, I probably would want the Chargers to take it. Oh wait, hang on a sec. We're trying to get 15. So this is a trade up scenario from them. They're trying to give us the 15th pick and take our 21 and 54, but we get a 143 and 235. Ugh, I don't know. I don't really like that at all. That's not good. I'd rather have 21 and 54 myself. Just because it seems like, and currently with this draft, Bijan's going to be available. So I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, no trade up. We need depth with this team. Exactly, Matthew. I agree. Nolan Smith was already picked up by somebody else. Brian Branch is not picked up yet. Bijan has also not been picked up. Francisco. Yeah. So, yeah. So, okay. All right. Dang it. This guy, I'm so mad that he made this draft or that thing, but I'm definitely going to say no go on that trade. Not taking it. I had an actually idea for a trade with the Falcons. And that was like, we trade for Austin Eckler for Kyle Pitts plus a couple other picks later on in the draft, like a second this year and a second next year. I think that would be or a second this year and a third next year. I think that would be amazing. But if we did that, so all righty. Let's see. Lombardi Time Brews. This was 20 hours ago. Let's see what this guy does. All right. Instead,
I'm just going to come out and say it. In this world where Twitter's taking away check marks and fakes are getting
yeah, that's
more
very
prevalent
possible too,
and
Robert.
AI
They
is getting
trade up
smarter.
with him, but then
It's
they
getting
still
tougher
trade
and tougher to know
back down. That would be pretty amazing. Get somebody else.
Who for sure you're talking to online, or even who you're listening to. 78, Rashee Rice. 116, Moro Ojomo. 149, Israel. Include compensation for any potential Aaron Rodgers trade. So just bear that in mind. But here we go. I chose at 15, Miles Murphy. 45, Sam Laporta. 54, DeWand Jones. 78, Rashee Rice. 116, Moro Ojomo. 149.
Miles Murphy for the 15 pick. Wait, so is he saying also a trade with us? Oh my gosh.
So just bear that in mind. But here we go. I chose at 15, Miles Murphy.
21, not 15. What do you mean? Hang on a sec. Did he say talk about?
You're going to notice I did make a singular trade in here.
Did.
I did not, however, include compensation for any potential Aaron Rodgers trade. So just bear that in mind. But here we go.
Jeez, that's the second person that now thinks that we should trade with the Packers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that might be something out there. Something out there for us to think about. Like I said, I don't want to do trades in this situation. Okay, let's go to this mock draft guy. Or should I do the championship round? Dang, this is kind of upsetting me because I want what they want. Like, just what do you want? Just don't give me like craziness. I just want to know. Here you go. Pack a Day podcast. Draft preview. I don't know if that's I want a mock draft one. I don't want to see. And let's just do it. Let's just do the mock draft guy again. Oh, I thought I subscribed to him already.
4 teams left. Thank God. Welcome back.
This guy.
To the mock draft guy YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're rolling.
Find the draft pick. I want to try and speed through it a little bit more if I can, but whatever. I'm here for the long one, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys are knowing that one. I don't know. Everyone thinks that
for those of you who don't know, the mock draft, the NFL mock draft database simulator is a little weird where you can't just trade future picks.
Why?
That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Up.
I
Does
just
this guy
wanted to
really
want to
take Bijan?
Really good. Yeah,
exactly. I don't see us trading up at all either.
Desperate to see who I was.
Please don't do it again. If he does it, I'm going to be so freaking pissed.
256th overall pick. I apologize. I did trade it away to get the number 42 overall pick, but
okay, great.
That is the big.
Keep your 15,
number
please.
42 we got from the
Quentin
New York
Johnson
Jets.
is available.
Presumably,
Nolan Smith
Aaron
is not.
Rodgers
Jordan
being
Addison's
traded.
not.
So I
Clyde
think the only
Dukansey's
pick,
not.
honestly, that the Green Bay Packers will get back in return this year for Aaron Rodgers is a second round pick, which happens to be the 42nd overall pick. So I just went ahead and did that.
Okay.
Just so I could finally do this draft. I've been waiting to do it for so long, but I didn't want to do it without making the trade. And then finally I just said, screw it. I'm just going to make the trade because I'm running out of time. And also this is a fun video. This is a fun draft for me. There was a lot
about there.
Go. They can go tight end, wide receiver, edge, safety, tackle. A lot of ways that they can go. I'm just taking the best player that's on the board, in my opinion, for a position of need. So I'm going to take Miles Murphy at pick number 15.
Miles Murphy. Okay.
Then
I like it. Okay. Finally got a pick. After much debating, we finally got a pick from somebody what they want at 15. All right. Miles Murphy I believe he's available, right? Geez. Yeah, it's definitely getting to the muddy side of all this because we're getting to that area where it's very crazy, what's available, what's not available. Miles Murphy, another edge. Dang, so he's trading they're passing up on so many players. Dude, Bijan's definitely gonna be available at this point. I mean, with all these people talking about it, So, but I will say though too, the out of your Falcon minds guys, they are really high on Bijan Robinson at their pick at 8. So that could have been possible. So man, they're drafting early. They're drafting way too early for him. Okay, on the clocks now, the Washington Commandos, because they ride in without any underwear here. Commanders mock draft 2023. We finally got it though. I really don't like the fact that they went into 2 people now said that they were going to trade to the Packers. What do you guys think about that one? Drop it in the chat. That's just wild to me. And like you said, Francisco, I don't know why anyone's thinking that we're going to trade up. Is there a guy? I don't really think there's someone really that we really want that's going to be available. That's not going to be available at 21, especially with this draft, with all these people talking about it and all their minds. I don't see it. Yeah, but 8 for Bijan is way too early. Absolutely, Okay, so let me see if I can find a Commanders pick dropped here. You know what? I think I may want to do this. Okay, I see a here. Share this. I see or right off the gate. I do see a. I don't care about that. I see a YouTube short with Paris Johnson going first, but that's already have that. Okay, what is this? Should I just look at a short real quick? Maybe that'd be easy.
The Washington Commanders have the 16th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft.
What do you want?
I actually think that the Commanders have a pretty decent roster. I think they need some help on the offensive line, but they also need help in the secondary as well. And if this player is available, I think that they would run the secondary podium. With the 16th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Devon Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois.
From Illinois. Yeah. Subscribe. Okay, so Witherspoon. Do we have him available? I don't know. That would be amazing if he's available, because maybe I should just go with that. Let's speed things up a little bit here. Banks is still available. I think Witherspoon is not available, right? Yeah, not available. Okay.
Von Witherspoon is excellent in man coverage.
Okay, let's see if he says somebody else.
He's a really hard-hitting cornerback, and I think that he
probably gonna be Branch though.
To play on the outside and
basically,
so
he's thinking secondary.
I believe that Devon Witherspoon is the best cornerback in this draft, and if he's there, I think the Washington Commanders would be very happy with this pick.
Yeah, but he's not. So, okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's go to another short.
With Washington trading for Carson Wentz, it definitely changes how they're going to draft. So let's get into my 3-round mock draft I made for the Commanders. At 11, I have them taking Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Now, I know I've been mocking Garrett Wilson.
We don't have, we're not an 11th pick overall. All right, let's go into somebody else then. Perfect plan. Okay, let's do this one here. If Chris Gonzalez is available, I wouldn't mind trading for him, but he's not getting past the top 10 or Washington. Yeah, I think he's available for us right now.
Welcome in, comrades.
Gonzalez, yeah, if you think he might get picked up from here.
And this is the Commanders Report. Today on the show, I'm going to be revealing my perfect NFL draft plan for the Washington Commanders. Now, pretty much what that is, guys, is that I'm going to be doing a best-case scenario mock based on what's kind of realistic for the Commanders, who could fall in the NFL draft. Can't wait to break it down with you. This is a really fun video. But first, if you want to help us grow the Commanders Report here, you got to click that on my Twitter. So before we get into this, I want to give a little
also how wild
here.
Is it that
this
the
is a best case scenario type mock draft? So
Commanders are going to get bought by a team that
bit less realistic
screwed over, or
and
a person who bought
more on
screwed
the
over a
ideal.
lot
I
of
want
players.
to see if the Commanders had their way in this year's NFL draft, what would that look like? What would that draft plan look like? So without further ado, let's just jump right into this Best case
Christian
scenario
Gonzalez.
mock here.
Boom.
And
I
in
like the
round
pick. Perfect. That's a one that we want, actually, 100%, because he is the okay, I think that's a solid point. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Yes. Okay, let's do it. Boom. Let's go. The pick is in for the Commanders. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. I really like that pick a lot. I think I saw a couple of messages, whatever. That'll be pretty sweet here. Finally, we have somebody after like a whole bunch of people like jumping ahead of a whole bunch of other players. They finally picked somebody who is actually available and like is actually a really good pick for them. Christian Gonzalez is the choice for the Washington Commanders. Yeah, so that's 100% going to be the play. Good for them and good for that guy for actually being the right one here. So yeah, he's a solid pickup for them. Good interceptions, good pick sixes and stuff like that, or whatever, fumble sixes, whatever. Like him. Very versatile. He's going to be like really good for them. Absolutely. I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. And let me catch up with the chat a little bit while I was looking at all this stuff. So, whoo, man. So I'm glad that was a solid one, because like we had a couple muddy picks here and there. It's crazy. Oh, we got someone from Twitter or Twitch. I was like, hey, I want to offer promotion to your channel, viewers, followers. It's like a bot guy. The price is lower than the competitor. The quality is guaranteed to the best. Auto on. Incredibly flexible. Maybe I should take a look at it. So honestly, because I'll be perfectly honest, my Twitch side of our thing is definitely struggling. We need some help on that, I think, because I don't really know how Twitch works very well. And I might need some help on that. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm not opposed to it. Any little bit helps. If someone actually in our viewer base actually does want to offer that, and I kind of do a little bit of something like that, I mean, I think I would like to do that. I would like to have more people on the show. Like I would love to have someone who's like very focused on the YouTube side. Very like I'm like doing everything, and it's a grind, bro, for sure. Like if I can find someone who wants to do more like Twitter stuff or Instagram stuff, I'm 100% on board with that, So I'm looking, I'm interested. So maybe I'll reach out to this guy and I'll chat with him and we'll see what happens. So, but okay, so Christian Gonzalez to the Washington Commanders. There's finally a pick that actually makes sense for somebody. Let's see what happens with the next one. What does the Steel Curtain say for their pick? All right. You know what I think it's funny is that the Yo Boy Pizza, like I think he's a diehard Pittsburgh fan. I think he's probably one of the biggest NFL influencers out there. And I don't think he's ever done a mock draft at all. So, okay, I like this guy. Deke, grade my pick. And he did it one day.
Majority of this offseason, we've been judging and critiquing.
Oh, sorry, pressing buttons here. Subscribe. Let's go, Deke. What you got?
Your guys' suggestions on what the Steelers should do.
Mm-hmm. Woo, man, my internet is definitely struggling on this one. It's a long one. I'm telling you guys.
Whether it's
we're getting there though. We're getting there. This is how the real draft is going to go, right? It's like I think they have like 10 minutes per or 5 minutes per.
Drop comments. What do you think if we do this, do that? What do you think of this mock draft? I've seen it all. So how about now the tables turn where you guys grade my work?
Let's do it.
I was thinking, but yeah, this is today's episode. The draft board was looking like Kalijah Cansey, Dalton Kincaid, Deonte Banks, Brian Branch, Joey Porter Jr. So we got some names there.
Necessarily for me.
At 17, I'd be good with a multitude of those guys. Deonte Banks, Joey Porter Jr., and also Brian Branch. So someone in the chat in the moment suggested, hey, why don't you look to trade back? So
no trade backs. No trades. No trades.
And the Chargers were willing to give me a third-round pick. But not only that, they also...
We're not trying to trade up.
So I only dropped...
We don't need to trade up at all.
...to pick 21.
Stop!
And then was able to get an additional third-rounder and fourth-rounder.
No, we are not.
My thinking is, one of those guys, whether it's Deontay
Don't wanna
Banks,
do it.
Brian Branch, or Joey Porter Jr.,
I don't
would
care.
be available, and I'd be able to pick up additional capital midway through the draft. So it was like a no-brainer to me. I ended up trading the pick with the Chargers, moved back to 21, and my theory was sound. It ended up working out, but it was close because.
Sorry, we're not doing it. No deal. Man, you know, I think I should have been putting some music on here this whole time, you know. Okay, who else can we look at for champion round? We can go back to them to see what they say about the Steelers. I think it's actually kind of interesting that I'm seeing this is like the first time I'm kind of looking around and stuff at other teams, and like it's interesting to find that we have some channels that do all NFL teams, and they just go through everyone. And I think that's kind of interesting concept. You know, me and my brothers.
All right, and we are
talked
back
a little bit about
with
that.
Shane Hallam, and he's going to help us with our Steelers.
Number pick 17. Okay, here we go. Just jump ahead. I think it's the same guys every single time. So I really appreciate these guys for putting out this kind of content for sure.
I think it's an interesting spot. I think the Steelers would have a tough.
Man, okay, so how would I react if they traded up? I'd be like, why? Why are we trading up? Who is so important ahead of 21, and especially what we've seen right now, that we would want to trade up for? Like Quentin Johnson. Nobody likes him, apparently. Lucas Van Ness. Okay, so maybe I could see Lucas Van Ness as maybe an option for us to trade up for. Because I do think he's actually pretty solid. I mean, trading up would be so weird for us, you know. Like, and now there's two teams now that actually are trying to trade up with us, or trade down for us, and I'm like, I don't see it. I really don't see it, man. But let's see what they do here.
Tough decision. I think the decision would be probably between Deontay Banks, the corner from Maryland, and Broderick Jones, the tackle from Georgia.
Okay.
And Jones, you know, here. If it was me,
I think Jones already got picked in our thing.
I think if Jones is sitting,
he's
there,
already picked.
The value is
so
really good.
I think
them.
Banks is what they're going to say.
Some of some corners in the second round that I think they'd be comfortable with that fit the same length profile as Deontay Banks. So I think I line up with what the Steelers would do. I think they would take Broderick Jones here at 17.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. We like that.
No.
Sturdy, strong tackle. So let's
left
go.
Tackle, plug and play. Didn't allow a sack for Georgia this year.
Maybe
you can't beat that in the SEC.
Very Steel.
They want a left tackle. Let's see if there's someone else ahead of them. There's Darnell Wright ahead of that. And it's SEC as well. But they also mentioned Branch. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I should look into another one, because he said Broderick Jones like twice. So see, this is the problem, I think, why because he said Branch or Broderick Jones with another one as well. So this is the problem with doing multiple drafts for other teams, because people do get high on certain players. So that's why I don't want this. And I don't think that that's actually like the move here, or like why people should be doing all these different teams, and like they should be focusing on one team because they know what the team wants more. But these guys seem to be high on Broderick Jones in general. And so that's why I kind of don't like that pick. I don't like it. And like I said, this is where it gets all muddy with everybody because, we really don't know who's going to be available at 17 or let alone 21, So this is just getting crazy. Getting crazy in here. Chat Sports. This is 15 minutes ago. Blockbuster trades, Young Hundreds. Okay, so maybe let's take a look at this. This is like a whole, everything sports here. And they're doing a full thing. All right, so let's see what they got. So this is a slightly different one. This is more like their general one. So come on, let's see what they got. Oh my gosh. I tell you, man. I got a lot going on up in this.
So the Indianapolis Colts in this mock select Anthony Richardson. Now, there's been a lot of Will Levis smoke for Indy, so they could go that direction as well.
Look at the 17
is the better
Falcons.
prospect. I think he's got higher upside, so I opted to go in that direction here for the Colts. Share this video, spread the word, as we are pumping out NFL content every single day. And if you want to follow back on Twitter,
okay, I almost saw it here. I'm scrubbing.
Click the share button, select Twitter, and click post to
Twitter.
Before
pretty good.
you do so, tag me in the tweet at HGramNFL, and then the first 10 shares get a follow back.
So if he said,
truly, so let's make that happen.
Okay,
I'll give everyone a retweet who shared. Plug and play right tackle opposite of Colton Miller. I think that work out well. Whoever that
16 though, right?
has a lot of weapons to work with Christian Watson.
17. Oh no, Steelers. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm doing Steelers.
At number 6, he can give 5 for all 7 exactly when we go live. O'clock Eastern, 3B live of it here. The offensive tackle out of Ohio State. He goes.
So many people said Paris Johnson Jr. Okay, so that's a tackle. Okay, so this is 2 different places that said tackle. So I think I have to just actually go with a tackle as their pick, and it's going to have to be Darnell Wright. Okay, I think that's fair. What do you guys think in the chat? If you guys think that that's a fair assessment, because Brett, as a Steelers fan, I can see them valuing Joey Porter Jr. With their like for NFL bloodlines and play style. Okay. I would totally do that. I mean, do you want me to pick that? I mean, because clearly, like all the influencers on YouTube right now have said other players that that aren't available. Paris Jr. He was picked like really early. Broderick Jones was picked early, who like the other group said, and then the other person said that they wanted to trade with me. So I'm like, yeah, stop it, no trades. But you're saying if you'd like, who'd you? Let me go bring up this thing here. See, that's who we got available right now. Joey Porter Jr. I think he is available. Joey Porter. Yeah, so he's available at cornerback, but we also got Deonte Banks available. So what are you thinking? Like, because currently, I think the other group did say Deonte Banks was as a top choice for them. But I also feel like they could go with just if a lot of people are high on getting a tackle for this position, which I think is a terrible idea because like it's been like nothing but tackles this draft. It's been this first round, and I'm like, why? Why is everyone going after tackles? Like, I mean, I get it; it's a very important part. But yeah, like, and I think Joey Porter Jr. could be a solid pick for the Steelers, and that would be huge for them for sure. And I like your idea, your philosophy on that too, like where they pick it for NFL bloodlines and play style. So I think that could be fantastic pick. But gosh, why are these people doing this? Making it so difficult for me. I guess I understand. Like I said, we're in the money time where like it's like nobody really knows how it's going to play out except for the first and second picks of the draft, you know. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it because the other group said because of the fact of the rules that I was doing, I was using other people's choices from other videos. I'm gonna have to pick the Banks here because they did say Deonte Banks is a solid option for this pick, and even though that they still went with Broderick Jones, which I don't understand too, they jumped ahead of a whole bunch of people, but Banks is the top pick there in my opinion, according to what they're saying. But you're right though, Joey Porter Jr. would be amazing because that's, you know, they got a bloodline, and yeah, so that could be cool. So but yeah, let's just do that. Deonte Banks, because that was their second option in the pick. So okay, now let's get into the Lions. Whew, man, this is freaking wild. Okay, let me know what you guys think about that. Deonte Banks for the Steelers. Lions mock draft 2023. I think I had, who did I look at? I looked at some other video already. NFL and CBS, Benchwarmer Ben. Sports Talk Detroit. I think that was the the guy that I looked at before. So he was pretty good. I really liked what he had to say.
Chris, I think it's time. We're together. We're recording. It is time for me and you to do a
second
mock draft.
Oh, that's right. I think I stopped paying attention because they seem like news more, but like I think I had to break that rule. Anthony Richardson, 100%.
If we didn't have the 18th pick,
I agree with
the
the Steelers
pick. I think I might take Jalen Carter. So I know that's what you want. So I'm going to do it
first. Yeah, they already got that one.
There he is. So Cam Smith has dropped like a rock in drafts.
Crazy. Okay, so let's see.
While Deontay Banks has just flown up draft boards, and that was because of his combine, right? And the speed that he has. But when you watch his films, his highlights are a bunch of receivers getting catches on him. I don't love the cornerback position at 18. I think there's a bunch of guys, Garrett Williams,
for the Lions,
Hodges Tomlinson, Stevenson, all these guys that are later. Julius Brents, I like him a lot. Look at Ringo all the way down here.
Wow.
So for me, I'm not necessarily going corner yet.
Nope.
Maybe Branch, but we do have 3 safeties. I know this sounds kind of weird, but I think I'd be tempted to go double down on Georgia.
He's not
defensive
available.
lineman and
Yeah,
go Nolan Smith.
It's weird.
He's still here.
It's weird. Both at 6 and 18. Doesn't it feel like it's like
It's kind of picking from the same crew.
Yeah, it's so tough because it's like kind of. So I'm good with that. I mean, seriously, I would be good with because now there's Bijan where it's like, all right, maybe you take him, and I'm more back on that. I was like, no, I don't even mess with a running back because I think we can find him later. But man, Bijan there, just because I don't have anyone else standing.
Don't you dare get Bijan.
Need like a linebacker or somebody that I really need. So, and we just did defensive or an interior lineman, defensive lineman. So if there's a good receiver, I would be okay with that. But I mean, I'm okay
there's
with
a really good chance Quentin Johnson in real life lasts till here.
That would be unbelievable, and I
don't think Nolan Smith does last
Quentin
till
Johnson.
this. But here's kind of what I'm saying for future mocks. You still have Brian Breesy. You still have Mozzie Smith. You still have Kalijah Cansey. I mean, like, that's why I'm thinking to myself, either, with the number 6 pick, I'm either thinking Miles Murphy or Tyree Wilson, depending on who's available in the future. But let's go Nolan Smith here because we just got ourselves a great edge.
They went Tyree Wilson.
Just an athletically skilled edge. And so, like, go ahead.
I was just going to say on this pick, I would love to go and be okay with going now that we're in the second round, going with our this pick. I would love
ourselves a great edge.
So they already got a good edge though with Tyree Wilson. So let's take another peek at somebody else's idea. Do I have it a short? No, there's no YouTube short here. Let's go into the Sportsocracy. Let's do that. Let's see what they got. I need to get some of these picks going here more because it's like I said, it's getting really muddy now, and so we don't really know. Nobody really knows how it's going to play out and stuff like that. So, like in a lot of ways, as for the Lions, I feel like their second pick should be. Let's see, what do they need? Wide receiver, tight end, defensive interior. So, like, really, Quentin Johnson could be like such a perfect point.
I don't think you got it right. I have the pronunciation guide in front of me. So
yeah, look at
that. I'm gonna need you to share that with me before the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, I can share it with you right now. It's just a lot more fun to watch you go. I think he can be this good. 3-4 end. He is being sold to you. It's freak list, and he is a freak. I think he's a defensive tackle. No.
All right. The first of the Detroit Lions 2 picks in the second round comes at 49 overall.
Second
Tell
one.
me this big Q. I mean, I can share it with you right now. It's just a lot more fun to watch you go. At a Tomawa, at a big Q. That's way more fun for me. Add e Tomiwa, add e bar a. That's exactly how it's pronounced. Okay? I can't adhere to what he told the pronunciation guide any better than that. I love him. He was on Bruce Feldman's freak list, and he is a freak. I think he's a defensive tackle in the NFL.
Who are they talking about? Dang it! Come on.
I mean, I have the pronunciation guide in front of me. So
all right, good for you.
Add
I'm gonna need you to share that with me. Yeah, I don't think you got it right.
Well, I have the pronunciation far off. Addy Tamawa. Really want to hear you try to pronounce this guy's name.
Adetomawa. They also have a pick at number 18.
Okay, there it is. Finally. Addy Tamawa.
You try to pronounce this guy's
name. Adetomawa Adebarie.
You're not far.
What the heck?
Addy Tamawa. Addy Barrier.
Okay.
I think I added an extra syllable.
Yeah, I don't think you got it right.
Well, I have the
Dude, why are they picking so far deep? They get another edge?
I'm going to need you to share that with me before the draft.
They got Tyree Wilson, another.
It's just a lot more fun to watch you go.
Yeesh, I don't know about this. I don't know about that one, guys.
For me.
But that's what they wanted. Freak. Jeez, okay, let's should I find? Let me see if I can find one other one. Yeah. Did I? No, yeah, they already looked at them. This is so frustrating that nobody really can come to a consensus at this point. You know, like I said, nope. 4 days ago. Okay, this one could be good. Mock draft reaction. Feature Tyree Wilson.
Going on except for mock draft. So we're going to go over the latest mock draft from Mel Kiper Jr., Todd McShay, and Peter.
So he's looking at another person's thing and talking about that. That's not what we're here for. Mm-hmm. 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 Dose of Dion 2. Oh, yeah, this was the other guy that I liked. Yeah, there it is. Dose of Dion 2.0. Okay. Oh, yeah, but I think he traded at the beginning, and that's not what we wanted to do. But we can probably do something for his second one.
The value of these trades is always difficult, so I do my best to use the trade value chart and try to get the numbers as even as possible. While it's not of this deal, so I just threw in a future pick. I'm sure future picks would have to be involved. So many teams, player that I think I've watched is teams, superior presence, and independent hooker if he's available that long. But since we traded out of the first round, I'm going to stay out of the first round. I'm going to go a different round. I'm going to give you guys different names. And man, this is a player that
son of a gun. And he wants to trade out of the first round as well.
Goodness, he is fun to watch, and usually don't get an opportunity to take a player like this, but
you know what? I think I found one of his other videos that was not a trade.
This is a guy who I probably should have looked up how to say his name. I should have done it. You're going to see the name on the screen. It is Felix Enudike Uzoma. I don't know how to say the guy's name. Now I feel terrible. Okay, look, I've watched.
Yeah, so he's trading. He traded out of the first round here. Let's try. Yeah, like I said, I'll go find his other one. I think it was this one here. I think. No, that's the one I just watched. Making sense of it. All right. Yeah, this is the one here that I went. Yeah, this is the one. So it's a little bit old, but this could be good. Wait, why is he at 6? Perry Pickens. Why did he go into the Saints? Maybe because he traded. Yeah, so maybe he just traded.
For Davenport, they'd be moving up in this case from 29 to 18.
Yeah, so he's trading the 18th. So basically, he's saying he doesn't want his 2 picks in the first round.
The value.
All right. I'm just gonna have to move on here because we basically ran out of time with this thing. So I sounded like the other guy. I have no idea why they wanted him at 18, unless. Let's go back to that one real quick. Sorry. Because that just didn't make sense to me. Maybe they actually picked somebody at 18 and and I just missed it because they don't like have graphics coming up. Like they need to have more graphics coming up. I mean, that's just this. YouTube's a visual medium. Maybe they focus more on podcast side, but yeah. Let's see what someone says, please. First round predictions, Bryson. Okay, let's look at his. No trades, please. NFL Draft by Chat Sports. Man, my computer's definitely struggling. All right. Okay, here we go. 11. Okay, wait, here you go. Yeah, come on now. Trying to scrub, okay. Cansey. All right. Cansey, huh? Defensive tackle position. All right, so we got some options here. Let's figure this out. Jeez. Oh, it's so muddy. So muddy. Okay. I think then. Jeez, I don't know, man. It's so muddy now of what everyone wants, and everyone's saying that that should be available. Let's look at the analysis here. Kalijah Cansey, okay, they already picked there. Joey Porter. Let's go with that. I'd say maybe Brian Breesy. Oh, here we go. Pick position, defensive interior cornerback. All right, I don't care about the trades. Yeah, like I said, it's very muddy. I don't know at this later round, but we're getting there. We're getting there to 21, boys. We had 2 trade offers from the Steelers and the Packers, but I don't think that works for us. Let's see. Let's find something that works. Did I try and play this one? Oh yeah. Well, I guess let's look at this one. This is the Kuiper pick for the Lions, and they're doing a reaction for it. Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's do this, boys. I know I'm probably going to lose a lot of you. Oh, here. He's almost there. Tyree Wilson, number 6. Cansey. He's not available. Ugh. He's not available. All right. Well, it sounds like they want to go defense mostly. So I guess we just have to make our best available pick for them because Cansey's not available. Joey Porter is available. I think, right? Yeah, Joey Porter is available. So let's just go with that. So, all righty. That's just who we have to pick there. Okay, now let's finally get someone to the Bucks. Let's think a lot of these people are maybe like that one took way too long. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's muddy. It's all muddy right now. Couch Potato General Manager. Let's go. Give me something good. Make it work. There you go. It's getting hot in this room
Drew's
here.
Tampa Bay Bucks. Before Drew waxed poetic about his Bucks, Headley.
There you go. There you go.
What's wrong with him, Headley?
The Bucks? Man, it's a lot of.
That's good. They seem like a fun group.
What do you think about drafting a receiver, Drew? Because Mike Evans getting a little older, Garwin's getting hurt.
Yeah,
having an injury history.
That'll be at the bottom of the draft somewhere. It's not important.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said it's not important.
Y'all lacked explosiveness last year with Tom
Yes.
Brady.
Well, that was with Chris Godwin coming off of the injury.
Yeah, but Godwin isn't.
See what the Bucks want.
He stayed hurt, and he is the big slot, man. He's not screaming down the field. The guy that stretches the field is Mike Evans.
It is Mike Evans, but they also Gage was supposed to be one of those guys. He was hurt, and then Julio do what Julio do.
So you have to address it. So you have to get it right
later in the draft, bro. That's what I said.
All right.
All right, bro. Listen to Drew, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. They did bring in Bijan, and they did bring in Nolan Smith. I see Bijan there. Is Nolan Smith on the board, or he's not? Not available.
Nah, Nolan ain't there no more. Miles Murphy, though.
Miles Murphy. None of the quarterbacks are there. I thought one of the quarterbacks would be there.
And then Hooker.
We do got a quarterback available on ours.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, because I know that they're talking about moving
Wirfs left tackle,
and they're talking about playing. I think it's pronounced Gadecki, Luke Gadecki, who played left guard. Terrible. You want to talk about a swinging door? He might have been a door that was just open, bro. It wasn't even swinging; it was just open. He was terrible at left guard.
Hainsey's playing one of your guard positions, right?
I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm assuming that's it, but also Aaron Stinney, who got injured in preseason, who I think is actually a good guard, whether it be left or right. He's solid, so I think they're gonna have options at the guard position. I think they want to move Gadecki actually to right tackle, but I don't know that I trust him there. So we gonna get us a right tackle, bro. I think that's what we
Cyrus.
Need. No. We need us a tackle. No, we going tackle, man.
And you
another team going tackle. The only one available right now is Darnell Wright.
Well, who want to trade with us, man? We could trade down. Day one. Nah, man, JMS. We don't need JMS, man. We got
Ryan
we
Jensen.
got the ginger and Ryan Jensen, man. Let's trade down. Can we trade down?
No trading.
Trade down. The other thing I do want to talk about is Miles Murphy here. What do you think about Miles Murphy? I know you're of the mindset that tackle is a more pressing need, but then when we start stacking up players in terms of your board, where does Miles Murphy slot in when we talk about potentially Dawan Jones and Miles Murphy?
Because of the need for me, specifically because we know what they look like when they couldn't protect, whether it be in the playoffs last year or even the year before. If they had the help there, they probably go to the Super Bowl the year before. So because they lost Wirfs and our left tackle, I'm not saying no names, was out there doing what he usually do, which is being consistent. So for me, I have to go tackle here, man.
All right. Jake says Jerry wants Bijan.
Yeah,
I
want him too.
You want to explore that? You want to explore trade down with the Dallas?
Yeah, let's see what Dallas is saying, because every Dallas fan, want Bijan too.
I don't think that's it is.
Oh, so they finally went with Dawan Jones. Okay. All right, fine. Great. I had to speed that one up a little bit here. Shoot. Okay. All right, where is he at? Dawan Jones at 18, right? Oh, no, that's 26. Oh, yeah, because they traded. Shoot. Dang it. They traded. Mr. Bucks Nation. Okay, let's see what they got. This is a long one for sure.
For my official Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I might consider actually editing this one and shortening it. That could be a really good thing. But you're here with me. I would love to hear you chatting with me. Though.
Now, this was a pretty interesting selection that ultimately came down to Dark selecting Anton Harrison, offensive tackle. Number 19, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Anton Harrison?
selecting
Okay.
Anton Harrison, offensive tackle
Okay, I
out
like
of
it.
Oklahoma.
Perfect.
Now, this was a pretty interesting
like it.
selection
Perfect.
that ultimately came down
Take
to
it.
Darnell Wright out
Pick
of
is in.
Tennessee or Anton
Not
Harrison
gonna mess
out of
around.
Oklahoma. There were some other guys that I considered, like a Lucas Van Ness, like a Nolan Smith, but ultimately I don't think those guys are going to be available for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selection, but I
they
do
are.
think that Anton Harrison and Darnell Wright will be. I went with Harrison in this mock draft because of the experience he has playing left tackle. He started 24
He did say
games
Van
at
Ness,
left
but
tackle in his
that's
collegiate career,
he is available
whereas
here.
Darnell
but
Wright played right tackle during his
but he's going with
career.
him, so okay.
This
But yeah, so I got to go with that. Okay. Anthony Harrison or Anton Harrison. Bam. Okay. So he's not hopeful that dang, finally. Okay, we're making it work. Making it work. Okay, we're almost there at 21. We're almost there. Seahawks mock draft. There you go. Full round, and that's NFL. I don't want that one. Let's see. Seahawks today with Chat Sports. Okay, let's see what they got. Let's start with them. All right, guys. If you're still with me, thank you so much for sticking with me on this one. But I know it's been kind of a wild one.
Jones here with you.
'20th pick. Man, okay, so we got a lot. We got a lot of options right now.
Shifted over to win now mode. You need to capitalize on that, especially the help you need in the defense. The Will Andersons,
Let's
the
see what they
Jalen
want.
Carters, the Tyree Wilsons of the world. One of those guys will be available. I would much prefer one of those guys.
These are all just rumors. These are not his draft pick.
Can't play this.
Can't do it. Okay. No trades, please. No trades. Saturday morning inspection. Seahawks are quietly setting up a genius move. No. Mock draft post free agency. Okay, this one works. Oh, it's 3 weeks ago, so it might be older information. A perfect plan for the draft here. Let's do it. This is the one we already did for earlier, so that's good. So let's use it for the second part if we can.
I don't know how the board's going to shake out ultimately.
Yeah, okay, so we already know that.
Sure.
Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson. Are either one of those available? I don't think they are anymore. Okay, none of them are. Okay.
But one of those three will be there. And for me, with knowing that, Bills, the Eagles. I mean, think about this, folks. At that 20th
Why would we trade 21? There's nothing, no value really in trading from 20 to 21.
To their receivers. In for no, should the Seahawks trade?
No.
Genetically engineered break this by .com
freaking
on our list. That is taking care of your team needs. It sounds simple.
No, don't
there are
trade.
a lot of things as it. Now, I mean, think about this. The wide receiver, his team needs that last year. He is a heck of a football player.
After right now. Okay, come on now. Let's find what somebody wants. Oh, here we go. My draft for the first 3 rounds. Okay, sure. Let's take a look at him. So what he says. A to Z, Sports Film Rooms. Subscribing and liking the video. Every single time. Always be sure to thank your bus driver. Come on now. Let's do this. Come on.
Back here, I wouldn't hate that. It's probably their biggest immediate need. Jimmy Garoppolo obviously isn't the long-term solution, and from a team-building perspective,
I like that.
Next offseason. So if they wanted to, but none of them that I feel very confident about in the long term.
We're going to Seahawks 20.
Huge need for the in this offense. Tampa Bay is a difficult team to predict what they're going to do in the first round. They have a lot of guard out of Northwestern.
How'd you get
20, we've got the Seahawks.
Miles Murphy. That's not available. None of those guys are available. Okay. Like I said, this is where it gets all muddy. Colts trade up for a quarterback. Trade rumors. See nightmare. You don't want that. Because it's like Octa 2 full rounds with trades. Okay, let's see what Fantasy Pros say. I don't know if you guys used that before, but Fantasy Pros is amazing for your fantasy football stuff. It's really cool. I really like them a lot.
Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football Podcast. It is me, Joey P, Joe P Zapia, and today we've got...
Let's just skip ahead. These look pretty cool. I like what they got going on here. Oh, gosh, stop. New England, 14. Green Bay, Washington, Detroit, Tampa Bay. Okay, so then this is where we're at right here. So, cool. Play it there.
And it's a good day. Let's go to the Seattle Seahawks for another pick. This one, number 20. Erickson, back to you.
Going with Boston College wide receiver Zay Flowers. You know,
Zay
it seems
Flowers.
like a lot of receivers in this class are falling down the
Son of a
draft
gun.
boards, while Zay Flowers is going up. Like, he's the one that seems like he
Is that the
interviewed really well,
final
and
pick?
he kind of has that, you know, how the kids say, he's got that dog in him. 4 years at Boston College. I think that a lot of teams really like Zay Flowers. He obviously was invited to the NFL draft, so expect him to go in the first round. I think he's a perfect fit for the Seahawks offense. Get strong 3 wide receiver set with him and Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Lockett, the team could move on
Man, I
from
like
next
him over
year. So
Quentin
having
Johnson.
Zay Flowers and Metcalf as those 2
Okay.
staple receivers for Seattle, whether it's Geno Smith or another quarterback, I think it sets them up really well.
Low, though.
That brings us to the Chargers at 21.
Oh.
Tony, they've got wide receiver.
Wow, Zay Flowers. That's what they wanted? Okay, let's just take it. Okay. Now we're finally at the Chargers. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Yeah, because it gets really muddy after this part. So, all right. We got some picks available. Here we go, baby. I am going to, put my 2 cents into it, but then I'm also going to look at the director. I mean, obviously, because he is the top influencer for the Chargers in our space. I do want to see what he has to say. But we have some good picks available. So I'm really curious to see what he did. I haven't looked at the directors just yet. So clearly, like, we have some options available. A lot of people, at this point, we know for sure that is that here? Yeah, so we know that we all like Bijan Robinson for our 21 pick, but we got some other options here that are really tempting. Really, really tempting for our team. Yeah, because like I was saying, I feel like we need a wide receiver and we need an edge rusher, and we got honestly the 2 best of those people almost, or that we have the number 1 wide receiver that's currently according to PFF available. We also have the number 2 edge rusher available for us, and we also have the number 1 tight end available, and we kind of know I think we actually have the best safety available as well with Brian Branch. So we all know that I think that Tom Telesco likes to do all this, get this stuff going, where he likes to pick the best player available at all times. And so we have a whole bunch of options here. Yeah. Yeah, Alpha Man, I'm still alive. We finally got to the Chargers, and this is what we have right now. So I'm gonna look at all the stuff. So right now we have, of course, Anthony Richardson. We don't need a quarterback. Not a chance. At least not a draft 1 quarterback at all. We got Quentin Johnson available for wide receiver. We got Lucas Van Ness available. And then we also have Dalton Kincaid available. And we got Brian Branch available, they are all the number 1. Well, they're not all the number 1. Quentin Johnson's the number 1 wide receiver. We got edge rusher number 2 available. The number 1 tight ends available. The number 1 safeties available. And I'm like, holy smokes. They got the number 2. No, he's not number 2. And then, of course, we got the number 1 running back available. So, and as you know, like for my philosophy, for my philosophy, I feel like, like I was saying, like our number 1 priorities right now is a money move, because we need to start figuring out how to save more money soon and fast, because we have, edge and wide receiver are very expensive for those. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Carlos. I know you were kind of anticipating it. I'm probably going to edit this later if I can. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work to edit all this stuff. But I feel like at this point, with everything we have available, like it's really tough to say now with the way that this scenario played out, with all the other people that they're talking about who they wanted first. It's hard. I mean, do we go Quentin Johnson? Do we go edge? Do we go tight end? Okay, so I'll say this. I've been doing some research or whatever, and a lot of people say that tight end is not a good pick for first round. There's not a whole lot of success on first round draft picks for tight ends. And that's the thing. But that also is true for Bijan Robinson. That's like a coin flip, or not Bijan Robinson, but a running back. It's always a coin flip about 50% of the time. A running back that's drafted in the first round is not with a team that they picked them later. And sometimes they don't even get started. But as we know, later, every single year we've drafted a running back, and later in the rounds, they have not ended up being, panning out too well later in the rounds. But we have always had pretty decent turnouts with first round draft picks for running backs, save it was for Melvin Gordon. Now, in this draft, he actually did fall to us. A lot of people actually would do it. I'm on the Bijan Robinson train as well, but that's actually anticipating a whole different draft is available. So I kind of like, personally in my head, I like Quentin Johnson and Lucas Van Ness because I feel like we need to get cheaper faster right now. So I'm committed. I'm just doing all this thing. I'm doing the full draft, and I'm doing it live. I'm trying to figure out what everyone's saying. Personally, Alpha Man says, personally, I would take the best cornerback or edge, and get the best wide receiver in the second. Okay. I like that theory. So for me personally, the best available is going to be Lucas Van Ness, for edge 100%. And I really like him a lot. But the problem with him, I feel like as well, is that he's coming out of a smaller school, not like they don't really have great opponents most of the time. They got Ohio State, Michigan, of course, still, Iowa State, like Kentucky, and that's in Purdue, like in the Wisconsin. So I'm not a huge fan of smaller schools players, just because the quality of the opponents that they're playing does make a difference, in my opinion. Like in the program does make a difference. So I'm not 100% sure that Lucas Van Ness would be the guy for us. And so in a lot of ways too, if we're doing best player available, I would 100% say Brian Branch. Number 1 safety, we do need another safety. I mean, Alabama, amazing freaking program there. Why the heck not? Look at all the opponents they got that they're going against. All these different tackles. Yeah, sure, he missed a few tackles here and there, and he's got like that star power of ability. Imagine him with freaking Derwin James. Holy smokes, that'd be amazing. So Matthew Dahl says Van Ness. Okay, that's 1 vote for Van Ness. I do like it, still, because he is like one of the top edge rushers in this draft, and he's available for us in this one. Solid pick. What about cornerbacks, since we don't know how J.C. Jackson will start? Yeah, exactly. Cornerbacks available here. Who do we got? Emmanuel Forbes. Yeah, so there's a lot of cornerbacks that actually went. Mississippi State, that's probably a good one. Cam Smith, I think we can probably get him later. And obviously, we're not doing a trade down scenario. I think those are pretty good. Oh, he's pretty solid. A lot of picks. I kind of like that a lot. Mississippi State he's kind of underweight on it though. So he might need to beef up a little bit more. Let's see what do we got here. Cam Smith, Gamecocks. Not much of a ball hawk. He's kind of low on the grade according to PFF, but I kind of take that as a grain of salt here. Now here Miami, here Tyreek Stevenson. So yeah, we're getting in out of that thing. So I feel like actually Forbes would be the top choice for me at cornerback, just because if we're going with moving away from JC Jackson, we want another ball hawk type person, and Emmanuel Forbes could be that guy. I like that a lot. Okay. Just remember TJ Watt came from the same conference. Yeah, true. Same conference, but so and that's very true. That's very valid for Lucas Van Ness. So that could be solid, and the truth is too, a lot of players come from divisions like that all the time. Yeah, so I think you're right though, Alpha Man. Cornerback can wait, so edge, safety, or trade down. And we're not going to trade down in this scenario. We're trying to avoid that, but we did have 2 picks available. Trading, like the Packers, 2 different influencers wanted to trade with the Chargers, and one Steelers influencer wanted to trade with us as well. So it's kind of interesting to see. So for us potentially to trade up, which I don't see that happening very often. I really don't see us trading up for any reason at all. So personally, I do say, oh gosh, because I like the idea of getting a wide receiver as well, because we want to secure our future a lot more. And a lot of people are saying that that Quentin Johnston's not the top one, but for a lot of reasons. But look, he's 6'3", and people were saying that he does not use his size as much as he should. And I think he can always learn that. I don't see that being a bad option at all. Yeah, he needs to be able to, and I don't know. I think Quentin Johnston could be an amazing one. And look at that too, TCU. We've had another luck with another player from TCU like long time ago with LaDainian Tomlinson at 20, and he was the 21. So this is a 21 pick. So it could be a solid pick. So, but for me in my house, because I am the most uncertain about another thing, because our I'll say this, our run game was atrocious last year, both defensively and offensively. So I really think that in order for us to actually step into vastly improve that position, I think 100% have. I really think we need to go with Lucas Van Ness this year, if he's available at that point, because that would be huge. Because it's like I said, our run defense has been awful last year, and let's see. I think actually we have, yeah. So he's the number 3. Sorry, I kept saying number 2, but he's the number 3 best, I think. Actually, no, I think he was actually number 2, because they went Will Anderson, and then Tyree Wilson was ranked lower than I think Lucas Van Ness. No, he was okay. So he was number 3. So I like Lucas Van Ness for this, but I want to see what the director says, and we'll kind of debate on what he's got here.
Less than a couple of weeks away, and this is the time of year that I start getting paranoid. Like, man, I only got a couple more.
Yeah, I love the director. He does such a good job.
I'm nervous because now we get to flex a little bit on some of the guys I'm excited about in the later rounds, but also you guys are going to have a lot more insight. Collectively, we know what we need as a team and a fan base. Here, let's go ahead and hit start here. See what the Chargers are handed in the first round, and of course, we're going to go ahead and be a little bold here. Now, first off,
don't trade. Please don't trade.
Offers. I don't know if I'm going to do very many trades in this video.
Don't trade.
I'm not going to overwrite them. In this first one, I don't want to trade, at least out of the first round, okay?
Gosh.
And then, of course, you guys have to remember that there's going to be times where I want a player, or I feel like the Chargers are going to take this player, or I feel like realistically this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a mix of all of that in today's video, right? And it's going to be different every single draft. So for instance, you guys could probably tell some of the players that I would be super excited about in the Chargers drafting in the first round here. You got Bijan Robinson, you got Nolan Smith, you got Brian Branch.
And you're right,
and I
Carlos.
think if you guys watch my videos, you know that
Kellen Moore loves
I'm a
tight ends.
pretty
He plays
big Bijan
1-2
Robinson
personnel
fan, so
a
I would
lot.
take him most of the time in the first round.
And
But, for our first mock draft A, let's go ahead and
this
shake
mock draft
things
is
up
weird.
a little bit, okay? Let's throw off a lot of what we've been talking about this season. About
but yeah, he does 1-2 personnel a lot. So Kincaid would be solid.
Let's go
choice.
ahead and shake
But
things
I don't
up a
think
little bit.
I don't
with our
think
first
tight
round
end in the
pick
first
here,
round
because
is
there's
a
a
good
couple
option
of
at all.
really high caliber players
Just
on the
because
defensive
like
side of the
there's
ball
really
that I
a
think
history
Chargers
of not
fans
really
should
successful
absolutely
first round tight
consider
ends.
with their first pick, right? And being excited about, right? You got Nolan Smith, a very talented edge, and Brian Branch, probably the best DB in this draft. He's more of a nickel guy, but he's more of a safety / corner. Very much so would fit the system of a Brandon
See?
Staley.
I like Brian Branch.
Now, with both these guys still on the board and still seeing guys like Michael Mayer, Zay Flowers, Dalton Kincaid, kind of pick your poison as to some of these great offensive options.
Yep.
What if the Chargers decided to go defense? How
Yeah.
would you feel about that? But what if it was for one of these guys, right? Or even like a corner. Let's say like a Joey Porter was still on the board. I think I would be okay with it as long as the Chargers have a long-term plan for their offense position, their skill positions more specifically, because the Chargers do have needs there. With the brand new offensive coordinator trying to build something there, I still think offense should be the case here. But still, let's say the Chargers find themselves in a position where they can get a nice edge in the first round.
Okay.
Nolan Smith, I don't know if he'll be available. Even
He's
if
not
he's
available
not,
for
I
us.
think you can still go with a guy like Will McDonald. Maybe one of these other, edges just a
There-
little bit further down the
no.
board, because this edge class is pretty special. But in this particular mock draft, Nolan Smith still available to the Chargers at pick 21. We're going to go ahead and draft him. One of
No,
the
okay, so
fastest
he said edge.
players, maybe the fastest edge player you're going to find in this entire draft.
Okay, so he said edge, and I was kind of suggesting edge as well. I don't know, guys. I mean, what do you think? Lucas Van Ness, top choice. Like I know that Carlos. I know someone else said that. You know, was that he agreed with me there? Yeah, Matthew Dahl. Yeah, you agreed with me there. Like so, he's the best available edge rusher for us. How our draft shook out. So I think that could be a solid. He does a couple different mocks. Yeah. Oh, so he did a bunch of different ones in this first one. Okay, so maybe I can go through. So he just did a bunch, huh? Antonio Johnson. So he's still going through. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously mock 3.0. Damn, I really like Bijan though. Okay, so there you go. This next one, he said Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is not available on ours still. So let's kind of go through. Skipping through. Okay, so he said Nolan Smith.
This is kind of the wild card draft of what if the Chargers go double defense in the beginning. Nolan Smith, Antonio Johnson. I think you got some really nice playmakers. Marvin Mims, Luke Schoonmaker, Kundre Miller, Bryce Ford Wheaton, and then you're going to D Winters to finish that one out. Here's draft B. This is director's draft. We have Brian Robinson.
Brian
Zay
Robinson.
Foskey,
Okay. Or
Marvin
Bijan.
Mims,
Bijan.
Zach Kuntz, Dorian Williams, Trey
Okay,
Tucker.
so
and
I
Deuce
like
Sparks.
actually like I
Right?
love
Very, very
Kuntz
nice
actually.
draft, in my
Honestly,
opinion. And then here's
if we can with our yeah. So he did have Bijan from So okay, so he has the top choice was an edge, then a second choice was Bijan, and then third choice was Zay Flowers. But Zay Flowers is not available. But okay, so here's the other option though. So the guy that he said he liked, Nolan Smith, he's not available for us either. Zay Flowers is not available for us as well. But Bijan Robinson is available for us. Yeah, so I guess in a lot of ways, because of that, I think we may have to just go Bijan with the way that
Here's what I think the Chargers would do. And honestly,
with the way things are going to shake out. Oh gosh, it's such a tough thing, such a tough, tough pick right now. You know, I know a lot of people say it. But like in our Chargers truther, he's been beating this drum like crazy, and I love it for it. That he wants to go with Bijan Robinson 100% at 21, and I think that's probably what we kind of do. But I mean, let's look at this. I mean, Quentin Johnson's available, but you guys are saying that TCU has not have a good history about, wide receivers out of TCU, so that could be a problem. Lucas Van Ness, that would be amazing. Dalton Kincaid, freak, man. Like I said, like I'm fine with a tight end later in the rounds. I don't think we need one in the first round at all. I would love Brian Branch as well. Like a right tackle could be a position of need too. It's like, yes, I love Pipkins, but getting someone right there to protect the quarterback more would be an interesting choice, but not a huge one. Man, for the sake of this, all right. So I think you guys kind of are working with me on that one where you said, like, yeah, Carlos says, yeah, tight ends are solid. Lucas Van Ness is solid. Like, I'm doing this more community type thing with it. And he said edge. And then we went Bijan. It's like, all right, I think honestly we just have to go Bijan. Yeah. And I'm not really happy with it personally. Yes, he is the top running back in this draft, but man, everyone is just going for that. Like it's this. I'm on that Bijan train, so let's do it. Man, I'm getting nervous even thinking about it though. Because there's so many other players that are available. I do love, and like I guess because of the uncertainty, because of the uncertainty with Austin Eckler. And I think, to be honest, I feel like what we're probably going to do with Austin Eckler is during the draft, we will probably try to trade bait him for another second rounder and then maybe another third rounder in the next year's draft. I think that would be solid. And I don't know who it would go to necessarily, but we have that kind of uncertainty when it comes to a running back position right now. So I feel like Bijan's the answer over, but dang, man, Brian Branch just sounds great. I mean, we obviously lost our safety, with Nasir Adderley, but we do have some people that came up behind him, with JT Woods and Alohi Gilman. And so I'm excited to see how they do for us. But Brian Branch could, he could be such a perfect guy for us, just maybe get a little bit bigger too. And he can, because he's coming out of a great system, with Crimson Tide. So I don't see that being a bad pick at all. So yeah. So like I said, I'm with Carlos here. I'm torn between Bijan or Branch. And realistically, this all really just makes it actually like depend on what we do with Austin Eckler. So I'm going to 100% agree. I think, because I feel like in a lot of ways too, Austin Eckler might want to sit out because he really wants to have his future secured and he wants a 3 to 4 year contract. And he may just be like, no, I'm not going to play. So like, okay, well, we need to get a halfback. And maybe that could, if we got the halfback, that could even secure the fact that Austin Eckler does not want to play for us. So, yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Obviously, like, our, actually, here's the other thought too. Some people were suggesting that potentially Lucas, here's the thought. Lucas Van Ness. Oh man. So here's why I might really want to go Lucas Van Ness though, because he's got size to be more of a defensive end position, not just an edge rusher. Edge rushers, are typically linebackers as well, but he's big. He's like big like Joey Bosa. But I don't know exactly how he was a bull rusher, so he might be a lot like Joey Bosa as well, but hopefully he actually stays healthier than Joey Bosa does. So, and he's only a 2-year person, so he's young, and we would be able to have him for a long time. You know what, guys? I'm sorry to say, I think I have to go this, and here's why. I have to go Lucas Van Ness in this scenario because of him being available. It just makes the most sense for me because here's the truth. Because here's the truth why I think Lucas Van Ness is the guy. It comes down to money for me, really, because there's two problems that we had. Our run game was terrible, and our run defense was terrible. And I think our run game was terrible, not only because, or mostly because of play calling too, because I felt like homeboy Joe Lombardi did not plan or play Austin Eckler the way he's supposed to as a running back. And so, but we're going to see that with Kellen Moore because look what he did with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott for all those years. He likes running backs to be running backs. And I feel like Kellen Moore will use Xander Horvath as a lead blocker for Austin Eckler a lot more. And I feel like that he will actually be able to get more value. Maybe not Austin Eckler like at that point. Maybe he'll use Joshua Kelly or Isaiah Spiller for the situation. And you're right. We don't want another Melvin Gordon situation for the holdout. But at the same time, I'm positive we are not going to sign Austin Eckler because he wants many more years, but he's getting older. And Brandon Staley has already said that, running back is a young man's game. So it's not going to happen with us. So I feel like if we got Lucas Van Ness, he could actually be a particular type of player that actually could go the defensive end side along with just being more of the edge rusher side. So we can see him more in the 4-3, 3-4 and 4-3 positions a little bit more. Because technically a lot of times we do 5-2. But that's also a 5-2 is really just a 3-4 in a lot of ways, because it just means that you're just having your outside linebackers going in. So I really think that 100%, in my opinion, the way that this draft shook out, because Lucas Van Ness is possibly the best player available at this moment, we have to go with him. That's my thoughts there. And also because that's going to help us greatly when it comes to money down the road. And obviously, we know that Joey Bosa is kind of a hothead, and he has cost us problems here and there, and he's also injury prone. I love him to death, but I think that he is a bit of a liability at this point. And I think he's getting frustrated gets the better of him. I hope that this would be a better choice than Bijan Robinson. So that's what I would say, guys. Sorry to say, but because I feel like this will help us on the run defense, which we've died at. We've been dying at that one for years. And so we need to focus on that. We need to get that one squared away, because obviously the less time that we have with the ball in the hands of Justin Herbert, the worse off we are. So that's my choice here for this one. For 21 pick, I say the Chargers should pick Lucas Van Ness. If he's available, let's go, baby. So edge rusher at that point. Yeah. So, and I've been high on Lucas Nolan Smith a little bit too, but he got picked early on. So Lucas Van Ness is my pick, because we need that big and beefy in the front. Thighs and buys, All righty. What do you guys think about that one? Yes, let me know in the comments. I know, people are saying Bijan, but Lucas Van Ness is amazing. Like the biggest knock on him, I think though too for me, was the fact that Iowa is one of those smaller schools, same division, of course, as we found out from TJ Watt. So that could be good. So there you go. So he's over tackle, outside tackle. So yeah, he does the B gap typically outside tackle position, which is good. I think that's really good. And like I said, Chris Rumph is he's needed to step up a lot more. He's not just quite there yet. But the only problem with Lucas Van Ness too might be the fact that he is a little bit young, and maybe he needs a little bit more maturity to happen or whatever. But I think he's he's got a really good, he could be the best choice for us. So. Okay. So now, I mean, if you could stick with me, I'm going to complete the rest of the draft based off what other stuff shakes out. Actually, I don't even know if I really want to be honest. But because this has been going on for a really long time, I just really wanted to see what we were doing for the draft. And so I think I might just try to figure it out a little bit in a way faster if I can. But no, I just gotta stick with it with the video, and just kind of keep going. So I really just want to know what to freaking predict here, so like I'm just gonna keep moving forward. Yeah, so that's what we got for the Chargers. So okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me know what you guys are. So okay, now let's just keep going here. Man. So like I said, it's going to get kind of muddy though. So maybe what I'll do is actually, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to complete the draft with another draft thing, someone that just did the whole thing, because that will just kind of speed it up here. I think that would really make us go mock draft 2023 NFL. So let's see. Let's do something that has like a lot of views. CBS Sports. We'll do a consensus here. The Herd. All right. So let's just kind of go through what they say, as opposed to going through every single one now, because that'll just speed us through.
I love doing this. This is like
obviously we are all focused.
This is fun, by the way.
We're all focused on just the
really
Chargers,
love
so we
doing
want to figure out what everyone else is going to say for the rest, and just speed through. Speed through, baby. Let's go.
Offensive lineman in 11. I don't mind that at all. Okay,
Houston. Okay.
This. Now I can
Jets
that play this much man coverage that aren't, and who they need. It's tough. Play deep safety. They went and got you don't have a single two guys that I think could fall. Will there, right? The whole is Darnell Wright. Well, now it's good tape. It's like, well, where was that the rest?
That's it. They only did half of it. Come on, man. Maybe they have another video with the other half. I don't know. So let's look at CBS Sports. What are they saying? Let's go to the middle, because we're already like at the end. 8 trades in the first round is what they predict, huh? Jeez. Come on.
And they go with a trade partner that they've worked with before. We always know that a little bit staying where they are at 25 and picking Zay Flowers. But when you look at it at 21, it's to slip past the chart. A really good fit said, I don't know in this mock if Zay Flowers is going to slip past the Chargers at 21. And so because of that, I needed the Giants. A really good fit for Zay. I needed them to get ahead of the Chargers. And so, again, a team that's always interested guy, but he's a broad jump, so still they have a need there in the middle of their defensive line. Look, when you're doing these mocks, you want these.
Check it out online at cbssports.com. JJ, thank you for putting on that insider hat.
Come on, man. 7-round breakdown. Okay, here, maybe this is the one that I need. That looks like
on
looks
CBSSports.com,
like okay, cool.
You can actually get a full 7-round mock. But again, just the top 10 here.
Come on. I want to finish this draft. See how the rest of it goes.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear Ryan, but I usually.
Cure out of Alabama. Talking about him on the those art suspenders. If you're watching the outfit, he's got dare take out of Iowa. Recognize some the outstanding. Excuse me, he can run between the Boise State guard or center offensive line.
See, he's a top 10. They do need a receiver, especially 7th round.
Ay. This is, yeah, that's all right. Reese Jones-Drew. Let's do this one, Bro Schmo. So this will be good. Let's see if Bro Schmo can wrap us out. Like I heard he was actually really good. He's really smart. That'd be really cool.
Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. And it's a very special.
All right, let's see. Come on now.
That's top.
We're still here, baby.
Top 10 of the position, and you already have offensive line. That's just.
Yeah, so they said Bijan went to him.
I sure hope the Packers or
okay, come on,
let's
let's wrap us up here. Let's see if we can get
word
this.
is second tier edge group.
So they said Lucas Van Ness right before us.
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness, man. I think that'd be kick inside receiver.
What is
in
it
terms
saying?
of guys on the
Nolan
board,
Smith,
we
so
got
another edge,
Quentin
yeah.
Johnston, Jordan Addison.
But we got lucky and got Lucas Van Ness, so that's dope.
Now you'd be looking at the Deontay Banks, be a good compliment. I like it. They brought in Nelson
Jordan
Aguilar.
Addison.
I don't really care. They
No.
brought in OB.
So let's say if that's the case, then Jordan Addison. So he needs to go to Anthony Richardson, or no, not Quentin Johnson, then for the Ravens. Okay. And the Vikings. Who do they say for Vikings? Just trying to speed through this now.
Jay, that's great. The slot. Okay. 5th-year option on Hendon
Hooker. Oh, so they want a quarterback, but we have a better quarterback available, so they should do Richardson. Okay, it's great. So yeah. No, see now you guys see I'm just trying to speed up
Hooker
a lot more.
gets a redshirt year to completely Kevin O'Connor of round. And also, is a versatile player who can play
Brian
nickel.
Branch, cornerback. I think he's not. Oh, he is available. Yeah. Yep. Okay, there you go. That's smart for them. Giants. What does he say? The Giants.
Step that means it won't happen. Just makes so key. Johnston, you've seen.
Michael Schmitz. Okay, that's smart for them. Yeah, protect that cornerback or quarterback there. Get that line squared away. Where's it? IOL. Yeah, see, it's weird that he went so far deep. But hey, whatever. It's a draft.
We've seen him in. Do I love it? Nah. Don't really there. Couch Jones Drew says he's really
Mark
high
Gibbs.
on him. He has him ahead of.
Actually, so. Yeah, but you know what? For that, Bijan's available, so they were gonna go Bijan. So instead of him. Okay. So they went halfback. Okay, so then
Bijan. So I feel like
Bills. Let's see what they got.
What they need on the
Cansey,
interior.
DT. I think Cansey is not available here, but let's pick the best available DT. Breesy. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, my camera's like right in front of like everything here. So Breesy for them. I think that's not bad. So what do they want for the Bungles?
He's going to play just bigger. 27 goes down. I think it made Junior.
Dalton Kincaid for the Bengals. Okay, I think that's smart. Yeah. But hey, I don't like the Saints, or I don't like the tight ends in the first round. So like, good for them. And they get Michael Myers. So okay, so they do tight end as well. Interesting. And then Eagles. Let's see. 30th.
We'll
So
have
they got
Milton
Brian
Williams.
Breesy, so it's not available. So, but they go defensive tackle.
There. So they get a lot of fun players. A lot of fun players. Then with the final pick, Quentin Johnson,
gonna have
he's
to go
not
Mazi
going in the
Smith.
first round. That could be the big shocker, I think, for me. But they get Keon White, who's
for the last.
He's literally a Spags type
But
player.
we have someone better available.
With
So
the type of size Spags.
Will
loves at the
McDonald for
position.
sure.
He's powerful. He's gonna attend the draft.
There you go.
Which
Finally,
might lead people to believe he might go in the first round.
Oh, we did it. We did it. Okay. All right, bros. We did it. Holy smokes. Woo. All right. So that is our final picks. That took a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be at least just about 2 hours, but man, because it got muddy, there was a lot of consensus that could not figure out, what they wanted, and like a lot of things weren't available, and like they wanted to trade, and I didn't want. So that's just kind of the way it worked out. So there's a lot of confusion, basically after 10th pick. So that's kind of where a lot of people sit. And obviously a lot of people have done all the way through, and some of their people did not actually get all that stuff. I have another idea. Like next time I do this, I'm definitely going to do a lot more homework ahead of time, so that way I can be like, okay, so I'm going to have more of a consensus on the board, and I'm going to put it all on like on a Excel sheet, and I'm going to figure it out and like kind of like really just kind of like figure out all these draft boards of all these different people, and maybe just pick a couple of their things, and I'm going to just pay attention to it and really just kind of get a solid consensus about what is going to really happen for the draft. And so that's kind of what I had here. So this, let me know what you guys think though. Lucas Van Ness for the Chargers at 21. Bryce Young is going ahead at the very beginning. CJ Stroud, it's like, that's probably the easiest pick in the draft. Whoever, the Panthers don't pick, the Texans will pick. And so that's kind of the option there. Will Anderson Jr., Will Levis for the Colts, Jalen Carter for the Seahawks, Tyree Wilson for the Lions, Devin Witherspoon for the Raiders, Kalijah Cansey for the Falcons, Paris Johnson Jr. for the Bears, Nolan Smith for the freaking Eagles, Jackson Smith-Njigba for the Titans, Jordan Addison for the Texans again, Peter Skoronski for the Jets, Broderick Jones for the Titans, for the Patriots. That's a weird one for me. They jumped a lot. Miles Murphy, edge for the Packers, Christian Gonzalez for the Washington Commanders, Deontay Banks, Joey Porter, Anthony Harrison, Zay Flowers, Lucas Van Ness for us. And then the consensus is that the Ravens, they needed a wide receiver, so they went with Quentin Johnson. Anthony Richardson for the Vikings, Brian Branch for the Jaguars, John Michael Schmitz for the Giants, Bijan Robinson for the Cowboys, and Brian Breesy for the Bills, Dalton Kincaid for the Bengals, Michael Meyer, Saints, Mazi Smith for the Eagles again, and then Will McDonald the fourth. Woo! Wow! We finally did it. We finally really got put, and by doing this, so for the first 21 picks, the way that we did that, of course, I thought was pretty epic, because we tried to get a solid consensus from some of the other influencers online about who they think their team's going to get. And so by doing that, we figured out who our team's going to get, the Chargers. And I think we're going to have a solid edge position available. And that's going to shock a lot of people. A lot of people are going to say that we need to get Bijan there. We need to get a wide receiver there. So I think it's going to be less flashy than you guys think. I mean, look, man, Tom Telesco is a discount king, and he's probably thinking about money. But then again, I don't know. This is kind of a make or break year for him. So I feel like if anything, he needs to go all in, or he's going to be all out, because. And at the same time, maybe that's just him. This could be him giving the Chargers organization the middle finger on his way out the door, And yeah, Carlos, I can totally see Bijan pick for the Cowboys since they don't have Zeke anymore as well. So that could be an option as well, is that if the Cowboys are scared that we are going to pick Bijan, they can potentially want to do another trade with us. I can see that very much happening. And that just depends. Do we want to actually do something else? Like, so would Tom Telesco trade down? Because that's a lot of times, like, I feel like if anything, the Chargers could trade back. We can actually get some more value out of 21 than actually making a pick on our own. So that's kind of my philosophy on that one. So I would say if Tom Telesco is going to do that, he should just call up Jerry Jones right away and be like, "Hey, I want Bijan Robinson. What are you going to give me to stop me from doing that?" You know, and they have if they have that option, be like, "Hey, well, I want to give you this," and like, "Okay, I'll give you our 22nd or 26th pick and another third rounder or another second rounder or whatever." Or what if we actually decided to trade something to the Cowboys, trade Austin Eckler to the Cowboys instead? And, you know, and Austin Eckler, he would love that trade, I'm sure, because the Cowboys, like, they pay their players and they don't shy away from older running backs like we have. So anyways, that's kind of what I see shaking down. I kind of like this pick. How this, I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna download it. Here you go. I'm gonna post that one to the tweets thing and get other people's opinions on how things shook out. And that'll be kind of wild for us. I know a lot of people are going to be crazy about that. I think of all the bros too, is like, I think, James and Andrew, I'm actually higher on edge rushers or wide receivers for my pick, just because, like I said, it's a money situation. We need to get cheaper faster, and we need to get younger faster too, because both of those positions, edge and wide receiver, are older and they're getting more injury prone more and more. So that's kind of my fear. And I think our defense has struggled against the run as much. And so I think Lucas Van Ness could be a solid addition to everything for us. But so we're almost at 4 hours, guys. I think I'm going to drop this thing and check you out the next time. Because I really need to, do some other stuff for the rest of the day. But like I said, I may actually try to edit this down a little bit and try to streamline it some more. So maybe I can make this 4-hour things at least 40 minutes. That would be really good. And I'm sure a lot more people would actually probably want to watch it at that point. But if so, that'd be great. And that'd be really fun for me to do. And I'd like to see, some more engagement with this video for sure. But I appreciate you if you're watching with me live. And I love your comments, and we kind of work through this one together. At this point, like DZ said, he's like, I'm kind of tired of mock drafts. I want this real thing to happen already. Let's just get it over with, and let's move them chains, and let's get into the training of the season and get into the nitty gritty of now we're talking about more free agencies type stuff, and kind of breaking things down a little bit more. So, but then after this, I'll probably kind of do after the draft, I'm probably going to do some more Madden stuff. I'm going to get more involved in that, and I'm going to have some fun with that. So, again, as always, appreciate you guys, and would like if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and let's just go have a great day and enjoy the nice weather that we're having here in Southern California. Bolt Bros, let's go.